Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Just keep swimming. 11:11. I hope I find you guys well today. I hope all is doing good. Let's get a little intro here. So I'm going to be doing a reading. I felt called to do a reading for karmic cycles. This would be your past life things that are creeping up, things that are going on. For you, for your partner, could be a karmic situation. I just want to kind of get a dive look into karma, okay? So I'm going to pull a few cards just overall to see what's going on with karma. Let's get a look. Okay, so I got 3 cards. Hi, everybody. So as far as looking at your guys' karma, it's being rejected, it's being hurt, it's being unseen, mistreated, or undervalued. It's also being very controlling, okay? This is trying to control the outlook or trying to control people. Another part of it is struggling with creation, struggling with making decisions and taking action. Now keep in mind this could be you, this could be your partner, but I'm just kind of reviewing what I see karmically. Okay, what could be some karmic cycles for some people? Page of Wands. This could be acting immature, acting as in that the way someone communicates is very, very in and out, passionate, on and off, hot and cold. The 8 of Swords is just feeling trapped, stuck, always putting yourself in a mental prison. Someone's always in a mental prison. You know, this could be you, this could be your person. It's just feeling stuck and staying in it by choice. 8 of Cups is here at the bottom, so it's also a karmic cycle of starting something, a project, a person, a relationship, whatever have you, and then walking away from it, giving up on it, losing interest, losing passion, losing lust, you know, just losing it, losing that good old feeling, and just giving up and walking away. So I do see some karmic patterns here that can present some issues for new beginnings. I do feel like, especially for Scorpio, this is a constant transformation that can be an issue. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Let's clarify this 4 of Cups. Can we clarify the 4 of Cups for the karmic issues? Tell me about the karma, the ghosts of the past. And we have the Devil. Wow, that's pretty karmic to me. This is staying stuck in those karmic cycles. It's repressed energy. It's thinking the worst, thinking someone thinks the worst of you. And it's funny, I talked about the ghosts today, and there's 2 ghosts looking at this girl who's writing in a grimoire. She's sitting on the floor next to a candle. She's writing down a spell, or she's writing down some kind of magical thing. And she's got people behind her, which I think are in her coven. Other witches. She's learning to be a witch or something. And there's 2 ghosts staring at her, kind of telling her what to do, what to write. Do you see that? So it's like listening to other people, the ghosts of your past life. I feel someone's past life, their parents were really manipulating and very controlling. Okay? You just have a history, probably, maybe you have a witch history. Okay? And I don't mean rich history, a witch history. Maybe someone in your family used to be a witch, someone close to you, a grandmother, a grandfather, warlock energy, magician energy. Someone in your family could have been in this. Maybe past life, your families were in a cult. Okay? Sometimes when you are rebirthed, you're reincarnated. One thing that we have to remember, we have to be in touch with, is our ancestry. I know not a lot of people are thrilled about that, but it's true. It's being connected with your past life because of your DNA, your history, your family ties, your family circles. So whether it be Egyptian, African, Native American, European, whatever it may be, your history has a very rich memory carried inside your DNA, carried inside your body. Think of it as little vibration particles. You have all these little vibrating particles flowing through your body, your physical existence. We're made up of nothing but energy. Even this physical hand is energy. It's just condensed particles, condensed material to be more solid. It's a manifestation. Nonetheless, it's just something that was brought into reality, a conscious decision. And it looks like somebody's past. Somebody could have been part of a coven or part of a group or a cult or something, and I don't think they wanted to be. I think they felt forced. I think they felt controlled. And this is just for certain people. It may not be for everybody. But I just feel like it was forced onto someone. They didn't really want to do it. They just felt like they grew up in it. They were forced in it, and they have to just do it because their family did it and their forefathers did it. And now that you've been reborn, you're trying to break the cycle to get away from it. It's almost like someone's fighting off their magical abilities. Someone's rejecting these magical tendencies, powers that you might have, abilities even. Maybe someone here could be rejecting their psychic abilities, thinking it's evil, thinking it's dark, thinking it's bad. Thank you so much for your super chat. Thank you. I'm learning so much, not talking to my DM, but I'm loving me awake. That's awesome. So I really feel like this is an escape. It's like, I don't want what you're handing to me. So a lot of this karmic cycle is presenting itself in a different way nowadays. Maybe hundreds of years ago, you rejected your family, you rejected your history, you rejected your powers, you rejected a lot of things. And it upset your ancestors. It upset some kind of a flow. I know this sounds a little witchy and a little scary, but you know, this is just some of the energy I'm picking up. It's been almost like a family curse. And now, as you're trying to live your life, you're suffering and almost being punished for your rejection of them, for your rejection of your ancestors, for your rejection of your purpose, for your rejection of any kind of spirituality. This is going to be for a specific group of people that seem to struggle with getting in touch with their psychic and intuitive abilities. If someone's having a really hard time using their abilities, I feel like it's almost a punishment. You know, things come back in threes. You might have 3 terrible lifetimes. You might have just 3 terrible relationships. You might have 3 years or 30 years of hardships. It's a payback. It's a karmic debt. Whatever you do will come back to you 3 times 3. You know, it's kind of the old saying. So what I'm seeing here is you're getting out of a cycle. You're going into the 4th. You know, the 3s are done. So you're being allowed to break this cycle. But you still have this soul torment where you feel a little bit stuck. Like you're a little bit controlled. Like you don't have control over your abilities. You can't manifest things. You can't use your intuition, astral travel, do spiritual things. You still feel a little stuck. It's a mental prison. You feel controlled by others and controlled, and you're supposed to break free from that. You're the powerful magician. Gemini, Virgo energy here, by the way, Scorpio and Aries and Capricorn. So you're supposed to really be pushing forward and leaving these thoughts behind you, but the struggle is real. The struggle is so real. And so here we are. Here we are today. So that's just for some people. On a more relationship love aspect, you may be suffering in your relationships because in the past, you might have been in a third-party relationship and rejected the person that loved you. I know that's hard to swallow. It's a very hard big pill to swallow, but it's quite possible in a past life. You rejected someone's love offer that genuinely loved you. Maybe that person committed suicide. Maybe that person died for you. Maybe that person was tortured in their soul from that. Maybe, you know, whatever the situation was, it looks like in a past life possibly, someone was grieving and tortured over you, okay, or your person. Keep in mind it could be your person. I feel that you were young. You were under the age of 25 when all of this went down. It wasn't a mature decision, but there was a very fast, quick romance. And somebody was quite a bit older than their lover, like 20, 30 years older. There could have been a child that came from that relationship in a past life. But someone felt stuck. Another situation is somebody was forced to marry a much older person. I feel like they could have been a child, 15, 16, and forced religiously to marry someone for culture reasons, religious reasons. And there was a child that came from that, and this person always felt stuck and unable to move. Hi, love. Unable to get out of that marriage or relationship for money and for children and because of age, also sex. I feel this person was a weaker sex at the time. So probably a woman in a past life here is kind of what I'm picking up. This history could follow you now into this life, and it's very difficult. Three of Chalices. It looks like somebody wanted to have a younger life. They wanted to have fun. They met some friends. They had good times. They were much younger in a past life. The stars. You were guided to be a spiritual person, possibly even a witch or a warlock on this path. But this person was very traditional. And you were just always looking up at the stars, always wanting to know what's out there, a spiritualist ahead of your time. The Wheel of Fortune is here. Things were going to change in the future. Things were supposed to change for you in your future. You weren't supposed to be stuck in these cycles. And it's weird because even though you're in the future now, even though you're living in modern times, someone here still feels stuck by their parents or tradition. Someone here still feels like they have to be told what to do and when to do it and how to do it. There's a lack here overall of independence. This is a karmic cycle. How does this affect you today? It could be that you were born astrologically. You know, these charts reflect these things. Your astrological chart will tell you if you're going to have financial difficulties or you're going to have financial bliss, if you're going to have marital bliss or a few marriages or none. It will reflect to you your purpose and your calling and when you're going to follow it. But to me, someone here is struggling with following their calling. Their calling's been calling them since way back when, maybe even 400 years ago. Okay, and it's like someone felt, nope, I have to be honest, loyal, stuck in my tradition. I have to be good to my family. I need to honor them. I need to respect my traditions and my history. And then today it's like, here you are free. You're supposed to be free. You're supposed to make your own decisions. But even though you're free, which is the Devil card and the Eight of Swords, you still think you're stuck and you still act like you're stuck. You know what I mean? Freedom doesn't mean anything if you're not free in your mind. Another card that comes out to clarify all of this is Temperance. And this is healing from the past, but in this Temperance, it's about patience. You're a work in progress. Okay? This magician, this high priestess, this divine person, you're just a work in progress. You're finishing up these cycles. We have the World. You're going to be done very soon. The Wheel of Fortune assures you you're moving on and moving forward. The Eight of Cups assures you that you're moving past old patterns and old cycles. I just feel like it's so hard. It requires so much work, so much focus, so much detail. There's a huge struggle here. It's not easy. When I see these cards, I don't see someone that can easily walk out of these swords. I don't see someone that can easily see their path. And I don't see someone that is having an easy time interpreting any of these spiritual messages. It seems to be a real hardship. I think that, let's get some outcome here. What is going to be the outcome? I have some timing. The Hierophant. This is a fear of worrying about what other people think. A fear worrying about how to fit in with society. Having to look normal, having to fit in, having to fit into a box with lots of people. And I don't mean mentally, I mean physically. Here's a church again, 3 of Pentacles. There needs to be a paradigm shift. No one here is struggling with flesh and blood. Seemingly, you get up, go where you want to work, eat what you want to eat, go where you want to go, sleep with who you want to sleep with. You're physically free. You're just mentally and emotionally a prisoner. Your emotions are on the way out. You're done. You're emotionally just about checked out with your current patterns. But your mind is having a hard time comprehending on how to walk out of a situation. You're trying to wrap your head around this. I think a lot of it is because of love. Love is what keeps every single person in this world going. It's love. It's love of something. Love of work, love of someone, love of destiny. Love and passion is what makes anyone stay in a situation or be obsessed in any kind of way. So anyways, someone here is definitely feeling trapped by love. They're staying stuck in a cycle because they love someone. I look at the World card and I see 2 beautiful people in the water together making magic, and behind them lies smoke and a fire, and they're drifting off on, it looks to be an iceberg in the ocean. It's so weird. Such a weird picture. But it's like you guys are getting off on your own path. You're leaving behind tradition, religion, templates, old past patterns, old people, old everything. And you're doing this together. For some people, this is specifically leaving a karmic partner. For some people, a lot of these issues are why you're stuck in your karmic partner's relationship. There's a people-pleasing energy here for people that are in a karmic marriage or relationship. There's, I want to please you, I want to be with you, I want to honor you. Whoever's watching me, I'm going to kind of just channel like as if I'm picking up on your energy. You're sitting here thinking, I don't know what's going on. I feel controlled. I feel like this person doesn't see my worth. I feel stuck. I feel like I'm being manipulated by more than just my person, but by my family, by this world, by society. I feel like everyone's trying to manipulate me. Everyone's got to get one over on me. Everyone's got to tell me what to do and how to do it. The minute I set free, the minute I break free, there's gossip, there's talk, there's put downs, there's opinions that try to beat me down on my path. There's obstacles and things that try to detour me. Every time I step out from a relationship, this person's calling me, texting me, trying to get back in my life. Every time I decide to walk out on some kind of traditional familiarity, I get back in touch with an old relative or a cousin or an aunt or someone that brings me back in, or I feel the call. I feel called to come back to my old ways. Every time that I break free and try to stop worrying about my person and overthinking it and checking their Facebook and calling them and just generally trying to acquire information about my person, every time I quit doing that, I feel drawn back, sucked back into the curiosity and to the desire to learn what's going on with this person. And you always tell yourself, why am I doing this? I'm good. You know, I had a good day, good week, whatever. Why do I find myself wondering or thinking about this person? And here we are, 8 of Swords and the Devil card. You find yourself stuck in thoughts again about your person. And you're just like, why is it so appealing? Why does it keep calling to me? I've made up my mind. I've made clear decisions to walk away. I've decided to get control of my life. and put my efforts into work or put my efforts into another person or even just myself. But somehow, every time I've created a new beginning, there's more work to be done. There's more patience. And in the patience, as I'm sitting here waiting for success on my new path, here I am called back to the ghost of my past. Called back to a cycle or a person that I've tried to disconnect myself from. And I feel controlled and overpowered. It's that devil energy. It's a very thick attraction. And you can't make heads or tails, to be honest. This is just, is this a resolution? No. Is this a resolution? No. Is this an epiphany? No. These are just decisions, actions to move on, actions that decide that you're done. But it doesn't change the fact that you're constantly drawn back. And it's that devil card energy. It's a strong pull, just like your DNA, your history. Even if you try to get away from them, even if you try to get away from your history and your family, they still call you. Your ancestors, your history, your past, it still calls you. There's still something that needs to be broken. Well, what is this? Why is it such a pain in the ass? Let's see what's going on. For a lot of people, if you're not hearing from this person, and there's a lot of gossip, and you're like, you don't know what's going on, they're around a lot of people. So they're easily distracted. They're having a hard time separating themselves from a group. Okay? They feel comfortable around people. Wow, so I have the offer turned in reverse. Thank you so much for your compliments, everybody. So we have a lack of an offer, but an offer that wants to come in. Somebody's seeing the signs and synchronicities. You guys are getting number synchronicities. You know, I talk about this all the time, guys. Movie quotes, songs that come on your stereo. Movies that you haven't seen in 20 years, and all of a sudden it's on Netflix, and it's the movie you and this person saw. Things from your past. Your soul tribe, your family tribe, your history, your ancestry. Your ancestry is calling out to you. There's a lot of people that your ancestors are trying to say, get in touch with me. I want to give you some of my abilities. I want to share some of my secrets. I want to give you some of my powers. But I need you to call on me. I need you to ask me to help you. And there's some people here that are a little freaked out. You think that that's like calling on the dead or doing dark powers. You know, someone here is very traditional. Could be a Taurus. But someone here is very traditional and is afraid to step out of the box to do any of that stuff. They're scared. They're nervous that that could bring in a dark, evil energy. Most of these people have grown up in a church or some kind of orthodox religion. So that it's engraved in your upbringing. Okay? But there's a very distant past for this person. And I mean like hundreds and hundreds of years. You have magical ancestry. You have warlock or witch ancestry. And even before they were even called warlocks and witches, I mean people that were shaman, people that were healers, people that knew how to operate with the energy of the universe. I'm talking Egyptian, Native American, Nordic. I'm talking Viking, like very ancient, old worlds, the old worlds. People had power to see through things and use these things to help others. But then when Orthodox religion took over the world, many of your ancestors were burned at the stake. Many of your ancestors were martyrs. Many of your ancestors fought for causes and were killed for it. They had beliefs and were hurt for it. Even Queen Elizabeth, if you guys remember, she believed in astrology. She believed in more like a Christian faith, which was more freeing, it was a lot different than, Orthodox Catholicism. And so Queen Mary was more the Catholic, and a lot of people wanted Queen Mary on the throne. And Queen Elizabeth was unmarried and unorthodox, and they were pissed off as hell that she had the crown. But, after she died and things had changed, Catholicism stepped back in. Orthodox religion, which is a huge cult, overtook much of the planet. And I don't think anything's wrong with Christianity. I don't think anything's wrong with a faith in God and a higher power. The only thing that's wrong in these orthodox religions is the control over the masses and the control they have over people and their minds and their abilities. What separates orthodox religion and control over the masses from controlling governments? What separates them? I mean, nothing. It's a bunch of higher up authorities telling other people how to think, how to live, how to be. Now, the only reason people were okay with that in the first place was because it seemed like it was a good idea when people are going around murdering, raping, and pillaging people. There needed some law and order. There needed some organization in society. You can't be crazy. You can't be batshit crazy shooting people whenever you want and raping and pillaging. So people needed authority. People needed a society, needed a system that people had to answer to. So in your history and your ancestry here, it just looks to me like it was an abuse of power because of the devil card here and the emperor and the Hierophant. It was an abuse of power. And just as we see today, authority abuses us. Our governments tell us how and what we can say, when we can protect ourselves, what we can use to protect ourselves, what we have to do with our money, our earnings, how we can survive, whether we can live off-grid or pay taxes and own homes or pay into society. We're just a bunch of hamsters on the big ol' higher authority wheel for them, powering up their power and glory. It's always been that. For a long, long time, it's always been that. And so what I see here with this particular person is someone has been secretly rejecting authority all their lives, past lives, all their past lives. Even as a child, they had a lot of energy and zest and inspiration, and they were ready to go after and do the righteous thing and free people. Somebody here wanted to be those Joans of Arcs, those Paul Revere's. There were people here that wanted to do, rebellious work against the abuse of authority. So there's that energy here. You still have it. But the older you get, the more you feel trapped. So all your confidence is getting dwindled and dwindled and dwindled. And these are the karmic cycles. You might be taught lessons in love in this lifetime versus lessons in your soul path. Because for a lot of women in past lives, family was it. You didn't have a job. You didn't have a right to earn money. You didn't have a right to have a say, and you just didn't have a right to own anything. You were someone else's property most of the time in orthodox societies. Did those rules apply in villages, in Africa, in Native American, Northern America? Did some of those policies apply? No. Women, the matriarchy, were very revered, loved, adored, looked to as wisdom, looked to as the elders that you respect, give glory to. Women were appreciated in other unorthodox religions and cultures. But see how the patriarchy, the papacy, the Catholicism has taken over much of the world, and it put us in the dark ages, where a time where women didn't have any of those voices. And a lot of men today are born with a feminine energy. And some of your karmic debt is because back when in your ancient past lives, you were a man in authority over a woman. There might have been some mistreating. There might have been some abuse of authority or power. And now you're suffering under the foot of a woman. Now you're suffering under temptation of a woman, under abuse of a woman. So some men are feeling tortured, even by, control over a woman. A lot of men nowadays that had karma from back then suffer from being, what's the right word? Incapable of providing for themselves. They find that they need assistance financially from their woman. And this is a karmic soul lesson that you're learning, not to disrespect and undermine a woman. But if you notice, a lot of men that are getting money or financial assistance from a woman tend to have a grudge and a chip on their shoulder. And even though they're provided for, they still have archaic values where they mistreat the woman. Say a woman may work 45 hours a week and the person is at home. This is just a masculine energy, okay? And the masculine energy could maybe just want to be in the garage all day, work on the house, the yard, do good things still, but they expect the woman to come home and rear the children, pick them up from school or daycare, cook dinner, do the laundry, clean, while the man stays there on the sofa, possibly, being served as if there was servants in the home. And I'm not saying this is to everybody. I'm saying this happens. It happens. And it is karmic cycles. A woman in a traditional relationship like that may need to break a cycle of standing up for her or himself, okay? Herself, to be honest. To have a masculine authority, to have a masculine approach, and call that out. Call it out and say, nope, not going to put up with that. This is not how I roll. I deserve respect and authority, and I deserve an equal partner at the very least. So that's a karmic lesson for a female there. And, a masculine energy is to love and adore and treat the woman as their partner. And if the woman is helping financially, to give her the support and love that when she comes home, it's not a sexist thing where you have to cook dinner, rear the children, and serve the man. It's, you've had a hard day at work, hon. Let me help you. Let's cook dinner together. Let's be a partnership. Let's create a life together, equal. And that's what, and I got goosebumps because that's what society is striving to learn. There's a lot of free societies that feel like this. A lot of balanced people that co-create and treat each other equally with love. And the masculine and feminine energy is balanced. But there are still cultures and ancestry, DNA stuff. I'm talking, this is culture. This is in your, like I said, your ancestry. You got to get in touch with your ancestors here because there are some cultures that still feel the way of sexism kind of points of views. And it happens in cultures, and that's what we're talking about. Marriage, cultures, templates, things that we're trying to break. I'll just use me as an example, Catholicism, very strong in my family. As a Hispanic viewed individual, sexism is an issue. It's always, you're the woman, what do you know? I'm perfectly capable of doing masculine things. I do know my place as a woman. I do believe women should be treated differently than men. I am not one of those people that believe in equality, as in a man should be treated as a woman and a woman should be treated as a man, viewed equally. There are physical differences between us. I don't expect for me to go to war and battle beasts like a strong masculine man would. I just don't have the physical capability. Even if I was woman of the world champion muscle builder, who's probably stronger than most men, it's just your feminine energy is quite different. And a man cannot be viewed as a nurturing mothering feminine. You know, even if you are the most feminine of men, that is a nanny and a nurse and a lover and a protector and just a beautiful provider and aesthetically gorgeous and taking care of the home. And just, I've seen some wonderful feminine men, wonderful feminine men. But it's just a little different than the actual natural ability that pops out of an actual female. It's your DNA, it's your makeup, it's your ancestry. There are things inside you that make you different. And I'm asking you guys as a soul family to go into your DNA history, into your ancestry. Connect with your ancestors. Connect with your DNA. This is all root chakra stuff that I'm talking about, guys. Everything I'm talking about right now is red and it's root chakra. It's what grounds you. It's your foundation. It's your makeup. In order to cut and clear karmic ties, we have to know where we came from and who we are. What are we made up of? What's your history? Who were your forefathers? You know, you have to see what karmic cycles are being carried in your DNA. Do you come from a family of privilege? Do you come from a family of, you know, Orthodox Christians or Catholics? Do you come from a family of shaman? Do you come from a family of, you know, whatever, guys. I could just list and list and list and go on and on. You know what I mean? Because if you think that just because you're a separate human born in this time and you're not a part of your family, all of a sudden all that history just disappears and goes away and you're a brand new little babe with no history, no mitochondrial, whatever you call it, DNA connecting you to the first original man and woman on this earth. If you think that your path through history, as winding of a road as it was, doesn't affect your soul, you're wrong. It affects your soul. It affects your soul path. It affects your astrology chart. Even if you go on your astrology chart, you're going to see your history. Look at your south node of the moon, your Ketu. What house is it in? And what sign? Tells you a little bit about your history. Maybe not all your past lives, but at least your recent past life. You know, Rahu is your father's side of the family. Ketu is your mother's side of the family. Why does it be carried through the mother? Why is Ketu, south node of the moon, carried by the mother? Because inside the mother grows the child. That ancestry sticks with you through the mother. Maybe follow your mother's ancestry. See where that came from. Your father is the things you have to conquer and learn in this world. Your mother are the things you already know. It's hard to explain, but it's like an anchor, a base. Even if you look at it through the upside down pyramid is the feminine energy. And the upside right pyramid is the masculine energy. Why do you think the pyramids are upright? It's masculine energy. Below the earth, the subconscious is the feminine energy. There has to be a balance for that Merkaba to get going. So what's behind you is your feminine energy. What's in front of you is masculine. You have to learn to conquer these things and see what's going on. So anyways, trying to make sense of these karmic cycles and patterns. Some of our issues today in our relationships are conquering things that we've been trying to conquer for hundreds of years. Equality. And I don't mean we're like, I can go get in a boxing match with my spouse and let's box and see who wins because we're equal. Clearly, I'm not going to win that. Okay? I'm not saying man and women are created equally. Like literally physically equal, because you're not. But it's the respect. Men and women should be respected equally. There should be no higher authority of a masculine and no lower authority of a feminine. We both have two very, very equal minds, perfectly capable of respect and love and growth and wisdom. We have our own set. And the minute we as a society realize that men and women are different, men are from Mars, women are from Venus, we are different. When we realize that what you bring to the table as a woman is very unique as to what a man brings to the table. Now, when you get into tarot and you learn about the twin flame journey, here's where it gets tricky. Some men are born with a divine feminine energy. Call it a curse, call it a blessing, call it whatever you want. But some men are born with that feminine energy. So even though they have a physical male body, they have a lot of feminine ideas and a lot similar with feminine energy, which is psychic, intuitive, nurturing, caregiving, familial, like people that are very connected to family. And that's just how you're born. There's still a dash of masculine in there, just like the yin and the yang. You're not 100% feminine inside of a male body. No, we each have a little masculine and feminine. And I spoke about the difference with twins, so I don't need to go through it again today. But twins are different than normal people. They're not just normal people where everyone's 50-50 masculine, feminine. Twins are very different. They're a majority, one or the other. But as a society in general, and who I'm reading for, there is a struggle here. There is men with a feminine energy, and there's women with a masculine energy. And either or doesn't matter. I notice that even the women that are in a feminine energy are feeling overpowered and controlled. The men that are in a feminine energy are feeling overpowered and controlled, if you know what I mean. So a lot of the men out there that have a feminine energy that watch my channel, you feel like a feminine energy is controlling you in some sense. And the women, you feel like your lover, your masculine energy, if you're a woman in a feminine energy, you feel like you're being controlled by your masculine. Excuse me. And the reason this is affecting you today is these karmic cycles. And you're really struggling having to let go of them. These are old paradigms. You have to have a paradigm shift. These are old beliefs, old systems, archaic ways of organization in societies. And you're meant to grow and teach. It's very difficult when someone's fighting you the entire time. Am I right? Yeah. So let's figure out what we have to do to break free of our history. That's so hard to do. You love your grandparents, you love your history, you love the richness and the beauty of your history. Some of us hate it. Some of us have a history maybe you hate. It's society. It's not just your DNA and your karmic history. It's society. It breeds hate and it can breed love. And we're here to show people, let's breed love, not hate. But you keep being controlled by the masses, by the Facebooks, by the CNNs and the Fox News, and the groups of friends and the gatherings of groups of people, manipulating you, causing you to fall into societal patterns, causing you to feel you need to fit in and not think on your own. You're suffering with these issues not just in your relationship, but in your daily life. With your cousins, your brothers, your sisters, your aunts, your uncles, your moms, your dads, your besties, your children. You're raising children that are struggling. You're having so many issues breaking society because society's trying to break you. And you are an oddball. You're an odd man out. Just like you were hundreds of years ago when you were a witch or a warlock or a shaman or a healer or a seer or an astrologer, just like you were bashed hundreds and hundreds of years ago, here you are bashed again for thinking outside of the box and presenting new ideas to society and new ideas to people to see things differently, to not view somebody because of the color of their skin, but the content of their character. To view a person not just as a man or a woman, but a human with an energy inside them that is either male or female because of our beautiful divine mother and father, not just divine father, Divine Mother. The respect and equality that we can view for all of society and the higher ethers of a subconscious higher power. We have to view it all very equal, very balanced. So hard to do with the pressures of society. Thank you so much for your super chat. I really appreciate your channel. This is all so new and scary and overwhelming for me. So I really appreciate how you are helping. I have so many questions. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you. Thank you so much. What a beautiful compliment. Thank you. I'm honored. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm just bringing up topics that I think every single one of you guys watching think about. You all think about it. You all feel it. You know it. I'm not even speaking news. These are things your subconscious and your soul has been fighting for generations. These are things that your history's been fighting. Control, out of balance. This is what happened to Egypt and the Mayans and Atlantis and all these fallen cultures and times. They were all overpowered by authorities that tried to control the balance of nature, which controls itself. Yes, we have ancient histories where people were monsters. They raped, they pillaged, they controlled, they enslaved. We all have that history. What I want to talk about today with breaking your karmic pattern, if you want to break free from your karmic relationships and you want your lover to break free from their karmic, let's go back a little bit into self. Magician is self. We also have patterns that are not anything related with love. We have patterns that are related to being controlled. We have patterns that maybe enslaved your people. Karmic past. We have patterns and karmic pain of your ancestors possibly being burned at the stake. Look at the fire behind them. Histories where towns were destroyed, people were destroyed, villages were pillaged, children were stolen. And even to this day, there are countries where people are being raped and pillaged and children abused. And we've talked about that before, and I'm not going to get into another one of those, don't worry. But we have still a long way to go as a society. And just because many of us having access to the internet right now, watching YouTube, having freedom to do what you want right now, it doesn't mean all countries and all cultures are free. There are countries out there right now that monitor their internet usage. There are countries that can say if you can follow Christ or not. There are countries that can say, well, if you're not a man, you have no rights to your children, to your home, to your own life. You have no control. There are some people that are living that hell right now. So our society and our globe is still suffering. You're not just reborn to enjoy life. That's a part of it. You're reborn to change the paradigm of our globe, to make an imprint and make a difference on the minds and hearts of the human race, which is all colors. I find it very contradictory when the media forces a group of people to stand up for a cause as if that was the only cause that matters. And you know what I mean. Separating people, separating and dividing a people. That's like separating Divine Mother and Divine Father and saying which one's better than the other. That's separating the balance of nature. And I don't know if you guys ever heard that story of Oshun, but I'll post it. There's a beautiful video. Some famous female speaker talks about Oshun. It's an African history tale, and it's beautiful. And Oshun was the divine feminine. She was the love of the world. She was the mother of the world and the emotions and the nurturing. She was basically representing water, which is divine feminine energy. That's why temperance has fire and water. You know, you need both. But Oshun was not respected nor appreciated. with all the other gods or deities or whatever that were on this earth. And they said to her, who needs you? Everything looks great. We got jungles, forests, we got gold, we have people, we have nations. Everything seems to be going great. And what are you doing over there, Oshun, Divine Feminine? You're just chilling by the waterfall looking beautiful. Like no one needs you. You're not working hard. You're not creating anything. You're just sitting there. So there is a disrespect of the feminine energy. And it's just an example of how feminine energy is disrespected in culture today. And she left. She went somewhere. I forgot where Oshun went, but she went somewhere. And I think she went to the moon. She went to the moon and she stayed there. Then the earth started to dry and crumble and fall away. And all the gods and everything was going to the sun, or whoever the king was in power, the head god of the story. And they were like, something's going on. Our world's falling apart. Why did you send us down here to be in torture and this and that? And he looked down and said, well, somebody's missing. Of course there's chaos. Of course there's fire and crazy shit, batshit shit going on down there on earth. Where's Oshun? Where's Divine Feminine? Where is the love and the nurturing in this world? Where did it go? It's missing. And they said, well, we didn't think we needed her. She wasn't doing shit. Her energy and her presence alone was what you needed. So he called down Oshun and he said, where have you gone and why have you gone? And she was very sensitive, like a cancer. She was a water energy. She was crying. She was hurt. She said, they didn't want me. They didn't need me. They told me I had to go, so I left. And, long story short, she returned. And the world was beautiful again. But they say, and there's cultures today that still worship Oshun, which is the divine feminine energy. And let me tell you, and I'm not just harping on divine feminine today. This is what the energy I'm picking up here. There's an overdoing of masculine energy is what I'm trying to say, to be honest in a nutshell. There's too much emperor and too much hierophant. It's very masculine. Even the magician is very masculine. And even the page of wands is very masculine. Everything here is masculine. I don't see anything feminine except for this beautiful world card. The star card. And possibly the Three of Pentacles and Temperance. I just don't see a feminine energy here. And I feel that's part of karmic issues. The world is lacking feminine love and energy and nurturing, and it's disrespected and it's put down. And I don't just mean women, the feminine energy in general. Feminine energy is into the esoteric. Feminine energy is into strange things. Herbs and how they heal and nurture. Medicinals. Magic. Things that are unseen. Why do you think these sayings in society come up where they say, oh, you silly woman. You're just a woman. You're just a silly woman. Because they see women as out there, very Pisces. Oh, you're always in fantasy. You're not realistic. You're not grounded. You're too airheady. You're too much of an airhead. You can't logistically take care of something. Women are just not viewed as responsible. Women are not reviewed, or, you know what I mean. They're not viewed as grounded because women are in fantasy and in thought and in healing and in another world. The feminine energy is connected to the ethers. The feminine energy is connected to the subconscious. Yes, and I'm a woman, divine feminine, so I'll speak on that. We are out there, but we are also grounded. We need a masculine to respect and love the feminine energy so we can become one and grounded. We need that balance, that Merkaba. We need the masculine and feminine. We need a good, healthy balance to be whole. Otherwise, we're too feminine or too masculine. And what's going on in these karmic cycles is masculine, 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 masculine. It's too masculine. This is about to topple over. A karmic cycle here is a constant pushing down and disrespect of the feminine. And I don't care if you're a man or a woman in this energy, that I'm picking up today, but whoever is resonating in a divine feminine energy, you are being overpowered, controlled, and manipulated. And it is a karmic cycle, and it has everything to do with your ancestry and your history. The feminine energy is nurturing, loving, giving, and healing. And there is a lack of healing. And there is a lack of spirituality here in this very unbalanced relationship. When you learn to bring in the masculine energy and balance yourself and take control of your life and stop letting society and other things control you, you'll break free from these barriers. The Eight of Cups in the world. You will walk away from what you once felt comfortable with and what you once loved. Your society, your family, your culture, your beliefs. You will walk away from that and find freedom. You will find peace, enlightenment, wisdom. You will become a teacher and a healer, Empress energy. You'll guide others and you'll work with the universe, not against it. But if you feel stuck or mentally trapped under the foot of a masculine energy, you're going to struggle. Hold on, guys. Let me take a picture of this. Okay. Okay. So anyways, let's move on. Tell me about this karmic cycle and what needs to be surrendered. Am I making any sense on this channel today, guys? I hope I am. I feel like I went way out there, and I don't even know if everyone's on the same journey with me, knows what the hell I'm talking about. I feel very lost with you guys. Like, I just don't know if you guys understand what the hell I'm talking about or if I'm making any sense at all. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay. So anyways, good. So we're going to bring back Oshun. We're going to stop feeling oppressed. We're going to surrender to our obsessive thinking. If you're obsessing about a person or a situation, which is this card, okay, then turn this dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help bring you some clarity and even solve the problem. Okay? So I think this is taking control of your life. Just saying, look, I understand the problem and I don't want the problem. I'm done with the problem. The 8 is strength card, overcoming. Whoops, that scared the crap out of me. It's overcoming an energy and moving on, finishing this cycle. With the devil card and the star card, I see that through powers of spirit, you'll find some clarity. You see this woman, she is clothed in some kind of a black, I don't know, very covered jacket. She's walking down a dark path alone in a dry, dead forest. The divine feminine and Oshun is not present in this picture, but she is present in spirit. And her higher self is telling her, be a part of me again. Look at my naked body. Do you see the beauty I have? Do you see what I have to offer? Hold on. Yeah, do you see what I have to offer here? My beautiful feminine energy, my beautiful feminine nature. I'm not covered, I'm open, I'm bare, I'm beautiful, I'm powerful, I'm respected. Do you know how offensive it is for me to view cultures where women feel they have to be covered up in fear that if they show who they really are, the men in their culture will rape them? Because the men have no control over themselves to respect a woman's body and honor that. Because the men feel like if you are a woman and I see your hair or your lips or the curvature of your waist, it's too much of a turn on for me or other men, and I am so insecure in my masculinity that I have to jump on you like a rabid dog because there's no control and it's just what my society and culture says we do. We rape, we pillage our own people, even your own sisters, your own mothers. Women are this low in some cultures. Zero respect. None. And even if they have some sense of modern thinking, they still have archaic values. You're a woman, cook and clean and rear children. You're a woman, don't show your hair and wear modest clothing. You know, seriously? I mean, I understand there's a level of respect in society. I think it would be absurd for all of us to walk around buck-ass naked like a bunch of wild animals. We do have some sense of society. But it's a respectful society that's needed. It's a mindset that needs to be changed, not people's bodies and their hair. What's wrong in those cultures has nothing to do with the women and how they look. What's wrong in those cultures is the mentality. And it even affects the women. Because the women in those cultures, they actually believe all that stuff to be true and that it's good and protective and it's good and healthy for them. That they should honor being covered. They should honor hiding themselves away in the back of the kitchen away from the men in the house because it's for their safety. And they love and respect these rapists and these men, these incestual families, because they've been brainwashed and controlled and manipulated to believe that's how life is. That's how this world works. That's how people are. That's how society is. And it's a problem. It's a big problem because women should be respected. And of course they have women, especially around political seasons. They want to take women in these disrespected cultures and have them speak out to the world like they have something decent to say. Like they have some big truth to reveal to the world. And I stand straight by my culture. I stand straight by my religion. I stand strong by this authority. I'm a free woman. I'm a free person. You physically may be free. Maybe. And I think honestly, barely. But your mind is not. You are trapped and controlled by a culture or religion or some kind of higher authority. Father, basically a patriarchy. You're controlled. I don't care what culture you come from. If that is your way of thinking, whether it be Asian or Native American, Native Americans aren't like that at all, to be honest. So Asian or Egyptian, Muslim, whatever those religions and beliefs are, it's not right. Even, what do you call it? The Amish. They're the same damn way. The Mormons, same damn way. So I am not talking here about race, color. I'm talking about culture. I'm talking about religions and beliefs, belief systems that rule societies, cults. I'm talking about taking over somebody's mind. It has nothing to do with your color. It has something to do with your mind. Thank you, Middle East. Yeah, exactly. So I see whoever I'm reading for today, we all come from different parts of the globe. Our ancestors all come from different parts of the globe. Actually, every single human being is related and comes from Mother Africa. We can all be traced our roots back to Africa, which is funny why they call it the motherland. She was the original mother. Everyone comes from there, white or black. We're all connected. Just like we're all connected spiritually to spirit. The colors of the rainbow. Who cares how much melanin somebody has in their skin versus another? So I really just feel like this is a very distant past, guys. And here we are connected to our ancestry, our DNA. Here we are connected to the past of our forefathers and mothers. We're carrying their spirit inside us. We carry their flow of energy. Every body carries past. That's why we have diseases that sometimes come from, our great-great-great-great-grandfathers. We carry that with them. Whatever they had, we could actually have. Even belief systems, we carry their belief systems. We carry their lineage. We carry their, you know what I mean? We carry their energy with us, even if they're dead. So it's about clearing some of that DNA history, clearing some of that hate, clearing some of that archaic, abuse of power ways of thinking. It's about clearing it, guys. And so clearing our karmic patterns is a little bit more than just clearing patterns with our lover. It's clearing patterns with your grandfather and your great-grandfather and your great-grandmother and great-great-great-great-great-grandmother and your culture and your people. It's learning all the colors that you are. You might think you're African American, but you might have Irish and Scottish in there also, and you're connected to those people. You might be Scottish or Irish and connected to African heritage. You could be Native American and connected to Puerto Ricans or Indians from India. You might even be having Asian in you. Who knows? You have to connect to those cultures. Those are your ancient past. And whether you are majority one color today, you're actually a big mix. You have a lot of history inside that body of yours. And you're just carrying all of that with you. The pain that they experienced, the suffering, the happiness, the joy. We carry it all. Some of your forefathers were kings and queens, and they were good people. And you're carrying them in you, and you are a loving person, and you have royalty with you. Some of you have teachers and healers, and your great-great-great-grandparents healed towns and villages and created medicinal elixirs that cured many, many, many people. It's inside you. Some of you guys have preacher history, people that taught people to love God and love the sun and the moon and the stars and just appreciate nature, and you carry that in you. It makes you good or bad. It's not just the way you're raised and how you're influenced, it's what you have inside you. So some of us, we want to harness. So when I say harness your ancestors, find the ancestors that did good works. Connect with those ancestors that did something in this world to better society. Ask those ancestors, be a part of me full-heartedly. I harness the energy that you have inside me now. I use that energy that you've had, and I use it for good. And for the ancestors you're not so proud of, the ancestors that were controlling or manipulative or abusive, tell that energy to go. I clear this energy now from my body, from any ancestors or history that was dark, that was oppressive. I clear that from me now, and I am free. I am going to free myself from all karmic patterns that do not serve this world today. Okay? And you will walk away from that. Whether it's your history, your ancestry, your family, you will walk away from those parts of you in search of who you want to be, in search of healing. You will become more whole as a divine masculine and a divine feminine when you take on that energy, and you become strong. I find this to be a problem even in this day and age, and I advise everyone that follows my channel to turn off the news and follow your heart. I was disappointed the other day. I went to my grandma's house, and I've talked about my grandparents with you guys before, but she had CNN on in her room like she always does, and I was picking up Maddie after work. And you know the news had on? I don't know, guys. It was so stupid. Oh. They had on CNN, Donald Trump called someone fat. And it was like some beauty queen or some shit. And so she went to the news and he called me fat. And I'm just like, oh my God, what is this? High school? No, 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 no. This is elementary. The last time I even gave a shit for anyone that called anyone fat was elementary school. And I thought, geez, Louise. And I told my grandma, I was like, Jesus, do they have anything else to fucking talk about? Like, is that the only freaking dirt they have on him? Is he called some fucking beauty queen fat? Do you know how many arrogant men I've met in my life and have even called me fat? I'm like, get over it. Why is it news? Who gives a shit? He can call his dog fat, his neighbor fat. Hell, Alec Baldwin called his daughter fat. You know, men can be assholes. I'm just saying. I love men. I'm just saying. It's a thing, okay? And obviously it's embarrassing, and I'm sure he regrets it if he even admits to it. I really don't care. I love him as a president, by the way. I could give two shits if he lies about calling her fat or not. I could give two shits. I've called someone fat in my life, and I probably denied that shit. No, I didn't call you fat. Who said that shit? Oh, no, I didn't ever say that shit. And then I'm thinking, God, I'm a fucked up individual. I can't believe I just shit talk someone. I mean, we all have a history, guys. We all have a history. Get over it. But my point is, with the news and the media, and I'm not saying it's okay to call people names, guys. That's clearly not mature. But Jesus, the man's 70-something now. Jesus, if he called someone fat in the 80s, can we get over it? Anyways, reality TV, they actually, pay people in reality TV to call people fat. I'm sure the word fat came across in the Kardashian reality TV a lot more than it did out of Trump's mouth. And no one says shit about that, But anyways, my point is, there's so much more things to be worried about in our planet than the fucking issue of Trump calling some fucking supermodel fat. And literally, I don't know who the people are on this news, but they talked about it for like 30 minutes before I went home. It was proven and documented that this person at this time, September 8th, 1983, was there in this changing room. And there was another friend by the name of Katy Perry and blah, blah, blah. And she was there and she witnessed it and he denied it. He lied on that shit. He's a liar. He is not trustworthy. He called her fat. He can deny it if he would like, but he called her fat. Who gives a shit? They spent half an hour talking about it. Oh my God. Anyways, I told my grandma, I said, Grandma, Mariah, my daughter, was just reading on The Bright Side or some shit on YouTube. She was crying. My little girl was crying. And she said, Mom, look at all these sea creatures dying in the ocean. And she was showing me this video of all these trash bags and water jugs and nasty fucking trash in our ocean. And she's like, she didn't even know. All this shit on the news, kids will go to school and, I hate Trump, he's a lying piece of shit. Do you know anything about the ocean being polluted? I wonder if your fucking liberal-ass teacher talks about that. I don't know, guys, but I know my daughter was crying. And she was completely upset that her planet, her beautiful ocean of the animals she adores, whales and dolphins, are being killed and polluted by our fucking toxic ass. And I think that's a little bit more important than Trump talking about someone's fat ass. Okay? I don't care. I hear the word fat ass on 1,000 rap songs a day. Anaconda is one of them. Who gives a shit? But there are people dying. There is oceans polluted. There's creatures dying. Our world is falling apart. I go to the freaking mountains with my kids for a little picnic, and I have a beautiful creek, like a little stream, and I have picnic tables and stuff. And every time I go out there, I see cigarette butts, beer bottles, liquor bottles, condoms, all kinds of trash and shit in this beautiful nature area that I like to go visit since I was young. And since the 80s to now, it's really become more polluted by assholes, probably liberal assholes, okay? And I take my kids up there and we take little grocery bags and we fill up the trash every time we're there. And I go in the river or the little, creek river that I have, and if we see trash floating around on the side of the river, we go and we pick it up. And I do that just to enjoy the nature that's there, because we can never show up and it actually be clean. Every time we show up, we have to clean it up and then enjoy it. That's pathetic. That's terrible. And no one's worried about that. The news has a voice to millions of people, billions of people. They could inspire the world. They could speak love. They could speak love and compassion and talk about worthy things like child abuse, poverty, neglect, pollution, telling people resources of where they can go in their local towns to get information on how to help their environment. Reaching out every day, telling people to eat better, to think better, to be better, talking about wellness centers and positive ways of being. If they just spent 1 year, if CNN and Fox and all the dumbasses spent 1 year bringing together this world instead of tearing it down, we would be such a better society. But they are so busy bringing hate to the picture. It's polluting not just our world, our minds, and our soul. Anyways, I don't want to get into politics and all that stuff. I'm just saying this is the control that we have to break. It's karmic cycles. And it's more than our lovers. It's more than just what goes on with love. It's things that are happening in our world. And our inner child is really wanting to come out and be healed. What does our inner child mean? I know everyone's like, oh, we always talk about inner child. What is the inner child? What is it? Just my past? Is it my sadness? Is it my happiness? What is this inner child? Your inner child is a being inside of you that is free from oppressive thinking, free from the box and confining cultures that you grew up in, free from mass opinions, just a free person. Every one of us has a free person inside of us that doesn't have a damn opinion on skin color, religion, culture, politics, or any kind of oppression. Just a bunch of people inside all of us that only desire to love each other. I love you, you love me. I take care of you, you take care of me. The golden rules apply to the inner child. They haven't been tainted by the world. So when we talk about this inner child, it's more than just your past. It's a free being inside you. And you can bring this person out anytime you want. They're saying get in touch with that person. Drop these forms of thinking. Drop these oppressive ideas and beliefs about who you are. Who are you guys? What have you been told all your life? What is keeping you oppressed? Is it your grandfather telling you you're just a woman? Or is it your grandmother that's telling you you're just like your father and you're no good? Is it your mother that tells you you're just like your deadbeat father, or your father that tells you you're a bitch like your mother? What are these oppressive thoughts? Are you told that you're not smart? You're uneducated, you're unworthy, you're dirty, you're ugly, you're fat, you're big, you're small, I'm right, you're wrong. What are these things that you are being held by? Because they're not people that are keeping you controlled. These are your beliefs and your thoughts. I'm going to get some clarity on those so we can break that shit, because that's nasty. We need to break that. Nobody here wants that, Lord. Nobody here wants any of that. Oh, shiitake mushrooms. I just dropped all my oracles. Okay. Spirit, tell me what these 8 vices are. What are these 8 swords? I got 2 of them. A karmic relationship is one of your vices, one of your swords. Someone that you are stuck with at this time to learn to break free from, to stand up for yourself, to see who you really are, to have a voice and to have a life, to be authentic, not wearing a mask. That's one of the vices of the swords. The other one is clarity and balance. It's the idea that divine feminine and divine masculine, divine mother and divine father are equal. It's the idea that there is a beautiful balance in both mother and father, and there's a beautiful balance inside you as both masculine and feminine, and that both are respected and loved and equal. And I don't mean physically, I'm talking spiritually with that. Let's talk about another one, 6 of Cups. This is the past lives, past beliefs, everything in your history, past. Everything you've experienced before is a vice because you were raised a specific way, you were taught a specific way, you were brought up a specific way. Like we talked about your ancestors, it's in your DNA. All your history from your forefathers are inside you now. So it's your past and your history that is also keeping you enslaved. Give me another sword. High Priestess, divine secrets. It's the fear that anything spiritual or magical is dark and evil. It's the fear that it's not welcome and it's not good and it's not accepted. The witches, the warlocks, the shaman, the spiritualists, the healers, okay, the miracle workers, they're not accepted by society, and there's a fear that if you were this, how would you be seen? If you were this, how would you be dealt with? Because maybe in your history you were burned at the stake. Maybe in your history you were rebuked. What's another vice? What's another sword? 10 of Cups, family templates, marriage, family, how it's supposed to be. We all have this template, most of us anyways, how things are supposed to be in society. You know what I find funny about this movie, Gone with the Wind? They were a married couple. She had been divorced or, widowed 3 times or some shit. He had never been married. He was a playboy, hanging out at prostitute houses. Okay. So this person had issues. But he was a lover and a giver, and she was a beautiful woman that deserved happiness too, even though she had some shallow ideas. And this child was brought in by love. The woman Scarlett didn't really want a baby. She just had one because he wanted a baby, and it was part of her template. She wanted to be a businesswoman. She wanted to go marry Ashley and be a businesswoman. She wanted children with Ashley, but not this person. She was more tainted. He wanted to settle down and be a businessman and have a family and a wife and kids and a happy life. They wanted a show. They wanted to fit into a template. And here they are trying to fit in. And if you watch this movie, they're walking down the street in their very nice neighborhood, and there's a bunch of elderly women, and they're like walking by him, and he's saying, "How do you do, Miss whatever? How do you do, Miss so-and-so?" And she smiles next to him, and hello, and they have this nice smile, and everyone's faking it. Everyone's like, "Oh, what a nice family. Your baby's beautiful. I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you, Miss Cunningham. You have a nice one." And as soon as they turn their backs, everyone's gossiping. All this freaking chit chat. "Oh, did you know he has a best friend that's a prostitute? He's probably cheating on his wife. Did you know she's been widowed 3 times? That vixen. Can you believe she got married and she wants to present herself like she's a decent woman? Who? Oh my gosh, blah, blah, blah." All this gossip, chit chat. Who gives a shit what people think? You don't have to fit in and say, hello, Mrs. Cunningham. You don't have to worry about those things, guys. It's about being who you are. Be authentic to who you are. And that's one of your vices. One of the things you have to break free from. It's not smiling on everyone's face and expecting them to approve of you. Who gives a shit? This is your family, your life, your path, your history. You're happy. So who gives a shit what anybody else thinks? Okay? So that's one of the vices. Hang on, guys. Oh, boy. Oh, my foot's stuck under my chair and it's sweaty. I gotta reach my phone. Can't even reach my phone. It's buried under my blankets. Hello? Hello? I'm working. That's why I didn't answer. What? Oh, okay. April 2? Okay. When? That's fine. Can you talk to me later when I have more time to discuss that? Yes, I will. I love you, and that's fine. You can go. Text her and let her know. Okay? All right. You go ahead and text her and let her know that's fine. Okay. Love you. Bye. Okay. That was my daughter. Okay, so anyways, I lost track here. So I'm talking about the 8 swords that feel like these are the things that are restricting you. These 8 swords. Okay. So the next one that had fallen out was the Tower. And this is beautiful. It's learning how to fail. Whenever a Tower comes in your life and just wipes out everything you've been working so hard for, how do you react? How can you handle failure, defeat, and loss, grief, and all that good stuff? These are some of those swords that keep us trapped. It might be negative thinking. It could be fears. It could be sadness and grief. It's facades. It's the past. It's our ancestry. It's the people we find ourselves in relationships with, meant to teach us to break free, but instead of breaking free, we tend to just feel stuck, living behind a mask and not changing. These are some of those swords. It's a fear of the power we have inside of us. It's a fear. You actually have all these gifts and these powers. Don't be afraid to use them because society tells you that. You are who you are. There's no denying it. Just like this card. She may be covered up head to toe, told she has to be a specific way and walk a beaten path that's dry and fruitless and scary and dark and blah. And here's yourself, your higher self coming in, revealing the truth of who you are. This Atlantean, this star seed, this beautiful feminine divine nature that needs to be out and free, being authentic to who you are, not hiding. Let's see. What else is one of these 8 of Swords? Woo, okay, all right. Oh my gosh, okay. 3 of Wands, manifestation, it's progress. It's the fear of progress, making decisions and sticking by them. This is someone who says, okay, there's my destination. I've decided. Let's get on the ship. Let's start moving. Set the sails. Acting on your desires is another vice. There's a fear of acting because of what other people might think or do or how it may affect others. This is like, be by yourself. Don't worry about anyone else. Get on your ship on your own. Make progress by yourself. Learn to be powerful by yourself. Whoops. Okay, that must be another one. The 3 of Cups. Gossip, chit-chat, what other people's opinions are of you. Other people around you, friends, sisters, mothers, brothers, uncles, aunts, fathers, everyone, family, events. This is your circle. This is your circle, your people. The people you work with, the people you live with, and the people that know you. The people that know you. You are worried, or there is some kind of a vice that maybe they restrict you, they restrain you, their opinions, their beliefs. Hi. So it's a lot of that. Let's see how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that's 8. So those are the vices. It's society, it's opinions, it's partners, it's fears. It's a lack of action. But I just want to say one important thing with that Tower card that came out as something that's keeping us stuck in our karmic cycles. I think I posted that Pima video last night from Oprah, and it talked, if you guys can go onto my community page there on my YouTube channel, go click community and you'll see my post. And it had a little video from this woman named Pima. Oprah had her on there. She's an ordained Buddhist, whatever. She's been married a few times, has had a lot of failures, but she has some really good information on how to deal with failures, how to deal with loss, and be okay and be centered and grounded. So one of the things that I learned from that with this Tower card here, how do we accept failure? And I totally felt convicted. As soon as I heard her say that, how do you accept failure? It just hit me at my core. And I get frustrated, but I conquer it. I've that Saggy Aries in me. I'm not really fazed by failure. I keep an optimistic attitude and I keep fighting it. But all of a sudden, Spirit revealed something to me on my children. How have they been taught to deal with failure? And I was instantly made aware that there are people in this world, maybe even my children, that I have coddled or protected to not feel the pain or the sting of losing, of not having. My children are provided for, they are loved. Very rarely do they not have what they ask for or need. I kind of shield them from disappointments. And I think this may not be you. I think a lot of you are like me. You are optimistic and you persevere through failure, but maybe your person doesn't, or maybe you don't, and maybe this is part of it. They were never taught how to deal with failure. They were never taught to not crush themselves because of it, not hate themselves because of it, not beat themselves up because of failure. Maybe they were scorned for failing a test, not doing their best. Someone here could have been ridiculed for not being enough, not being better. Someone here didn't go to college and their family ridiculed them. Someone here is over 35 years old and never been married, and their family, they feel ridiculed by their family. They feel less than. Someone here has been a failure in families. You did not keep your marriage together. How could you do that? It wasn't up to you. It wasn't in just your hands. A marriage is two people, not one. Don't ever set the bar so high that it's your fault that something ends. Some people struggle with failure, and they do hurt themselves because of it. That's a vice. When the world comes crumbling down, maybe you fall victim to abuse and you feel like you're a failure. Maybe you fall prey to, drinking or addictions and you feel like a failure. And maybe you're not as smart as other people and you think, I must be a failure. How do you accept losses or pains that come from learning an epiphany that you're not like someone else? That you don't fit the status quo. You don't fit the mold, and you are set apart different from the rest. That in itself, goosebumps, makes you feel like a failure. Like, well, hot damn, I guess I don't fit in with society. I guess I'm not like everyone else, so I'm a failure, so I'm an outcast, so I am imperfect, I am not good enough. And people internalize their failures, and they have these stickers all over them. Divorced, unloved, unworthy, used, trashed, abused, non-graduate, dropout, abuser, or abuse, victim. All these things, guys. You have labels and stickers. And if you actually had to write with a permanent marker, let me grab that. Maybe you're an ex-con. Maybe you went to prison when you were 18 and you're 30 and you're a whole different person now. But you wear the mark of a failure in society. You know what I mean? Maybe you are an inner city kid and you wear the mark of an idiot or illiterate. And you think that's who you are because you feel labeled. These are these vices. These are these fears. They're not true. Gosh, who was that doctor, guys? I forget. He ran for president with Trump. I can't remember his name. He had the glasses. He was that really famous surgeon that separated the twins. Anyways, I can't remember his name for the life of me. He grew up inner city. He grew up fatherless. Who is he? Ben Carson, thank you. He grew up fatherless. He had anger problems and his mom couldn't even read. And he was forced to read. And he said, by the grace of God, him being forced to read actually helped him. Him being forced to read, made him who he was, made him a doctor, made him a surgeon because he started to grow his mind. The reason I brought that up is if you have stickers or anything written on your body that says failure or dropout or abuse victim or, whatever it is for you, or your person, orphan, sex abuse victim, child abuse victim, you know what I mean? If you have any of these things that are labeled on you and you've had a hard time getting past it, and you've struggled in your relationships, and you've struggled at your jobs, and you've just struggled, and you've had a hard time walking away from all of those labels, now's the time to shine and be done with that. Now's the time to balance your energy and love the good and the bad, the light and the dark, the ugly and the beautiful parts of you. It's learning how to deal with failure. And she said, one of the best things, and that woman in the Oprah video, Shapima, said one of the best things you can do for your children, or one of the best things you can do for yourself, is learn how to fail. Because we're going to fail more than we're going to succeed. We're not going to succeed without failures. We're going to fail. We're going to have downfalls, and it's how you get back up. It's how you win that really counts. Who gives a shit if you failed 10 times? You won and succeeded big and badass once. Good. It took all those damn fails to succeed. So in this relationship and this journey madness, who cares if you've failed 1,000 times with your twin or your soulmate, or you have fallen victim to all kinds of drama from now and in between, from your past, from your karmas, from your family, from tradition, from ideals, from all kinds of vices and shit. The point is that you're going to win. You may have 1,000 fails under your belt, guys, but that doesn't mean jack, because the truth, at the end of the day, you're going to manifest the future you want. You're going to succeed and you're going to have what you want. You will win, you will succeed, you will ascend, you will heal and you will grow, and you will contribute to the beauty in this world. You're meant for this. You're meant to be a teacher and a healer and a giver and a lover. So learn how to fail. Learn how to get away from who cares what people think and view of you. Learn how not to live a fake life under a mask. Learn to love your masculine side and your feminine side. And I certainly hope I didn't offend anyone in my talks about masculine and feminine, men and women energy. I have no issues with homosexual people or transgender people or any of the LGBT community. I don't have problems with those people. So sometimes I get comments and people are like, oh my God, you said some shit that offended me, or triggered you or whatever. So everything I've said in my video, I say out of love and the understanding as I know it. Okay? These are just my opinions. These traditions of men and women should be talked about. And I just want to mention one more thing. We are all one or the other, male or female, okay? And it doesn't matter how we change it. You can choose who you want to be and perceive yourself. That's your rising sign. You want to be seen a specific way, be seen. But your soul will always have a specific energy. You need to harness that. Use it. Don't be ashamed of it, even if it's not what you want. Harness and understand that energy so you can be a voice for that energy and show that energy the balance and the beauty of feminine and masculine. I love it. Don't be scared off so much from a feminine energy or a masculine energy. Don't be a man so terrified of a feminine energy, and don't be a woman so terrified of a masculine energy. It's beautiful together. And I know I talked a lot about this overly masculine energy today, which is affecting our karmas, and we're having to break these cycles, these ghosts of our past, these ghosts of our ancestors, these ghosts of these ex-lovers and ex-lives that we've had, that we have to release these patterns. I understand all of what I'm saying there, and I hope you guys do too, but there's a good side of the masculine energy. And I do want to talk about that, because I'm not here to be bashing this masculine, beautiful emperor energy. You know what I love about masculine energy? Strength, power, the power to pick a woman up, the power to pick up the wounded or the sick, the power to protect others from viciousness or dark energies or large intimidations. I love that the masculine energy can roar. I love that the masculine energy is strong and powerful and a voice. It has a strength and an appeal, and I love it. It has this energy of protection. I will roar and fight for my community and fight for my wife and kids and fight for my children and fight for the elderly and just protect. It's very lion. It's very strong. And I love it. It's beautiful. It's badass. It's competitive. There's nothing wrong with competition. This masculine energy is let's go. Let's compete. Let's win. Let's push ourselves to be the best. That's why he's Aries. Aries is compete with me. They know how to handle a lose. The emperor is not scared of a failure or a fall. He gets back up and goes out to the competition again, laughs it off, slaps someone on the back. Good job. I'll see you at the next one. There's no whining or fear of failure here. The emperor, the masculine energy, is all confidence, all balls, all protective, macho, how do you say, just this testosterone, guys, is the best way I can say it. You gotta have it in this world. If we took masculine out, we would have no gumption, no balls, no voice, no passion, no determination, no success, no drive. We would be lifeless. We would be all thoughts and dreams with no foundation. All hopes and healing and love with no solid home to call it home. We need our rock. We need our masculine to ground the feminine. They are very important, and we should honor the masculine. And I've noticed, and this is why I'm very protective of my children, in society, more of the control the masses bullshit. They are training boys, or just masculine energies, okay, to be a pushover, to be gentle, to be loving, to be kind, which is all beautiful. Masculines should know that, but they are being put down if they're competitive. They are being put down if they are rough. They are being put down if they can't sit still and not concentrate because there's so much energy inside their bodies that needs to be released. They are put down to feel there's a competition in everything. They're being told everything's equal, everything's fair. You're just as good as this person. There's no need to succeed. Who cares if you get an A in this class? That failure over there that doesn't work hard at anything is going to pass too. You're going to see him in the next year in the next grade. Everyone's equal and gets pushed forward whether there's merit or not, merit or demerit. It just doesn't matter. They're teaching masculine boys, to stop being the emperor. They're teaching men and masculine energies. Be at home, wear an apron, cook, clean, nurture the children. Those are all good things. And even in villages that honor both masculine and feminine, the men know how to take care of children and be loving and nurturing. There's a nice, healthy balance. But it becomes a problem when the boys or the masculine energy is told that their energy is bad. The only good energy is nurturing, child rearing, cooking, cleaning, and being gentle. Don't fight anyone, call the police. Don't protect yourself, that's being a bully. Don't say anything mean, that's competitive. Put your head down and smile and say good job. So all across the board, the consciousness of masculine is also getting oppressed and pushed down. And in a few centuries, I wonder what our masculines are going to look like. Can we just say there was a fall of Rome? Romans got demasculinized, and we all know what happened there. When you start to demasculinize a human population, the balance of nature is out of whack. And I understand that society is trying to be more feminine and we're trying to bring love and nurturing and healing into society. And I love it. That's beautiful. Please bring more of that. But let's not put down the balance of what a masculine energy is. The father, the protector, the fighter. Things that our society is missing today? Masculine competitiveness. Think about in Scotland or in England or in Africa or in even Native American history, every history, the men in all these cultures would compete with each other. Sports, just different culture kind of sports events. Hunting, fighting for their respect, fighting for their right, fighting for their family. Men had a place. Masculine energy was able to speak and be revered. The only problem was the abuse of power. And anytime that power gets abused and the masculine energy thinks, I'm more powerful than the feminine and I will tell you what to do, how to do it, when to do it, because I'm stronger than you, that's not healthy. That's not a balance. It's being a huge teddy bear and as gentle as a flower with a little child. It's being 230 pounds of pure football masculine energy and nurturing a little bird that fell outside of your window back to health. There's a beauty in masculine energy, and it brings tears to my eyes. It reveals the masculine part of God, the Father, the protector, the person that will save you from dark enemies and evil entities, the person that will protect you from murderers and abusers, the person that will go and fight for the women that were mistreated and stand up to those monsters and intimidate the shit out of them because their lion energy, their Aries energy is roaring straight at them and that person bows down. Society needs that authority. Even Ivania, what is that show? Ivania Fix My Life or something like that? There was one of her shows where a mom hadn't respected the spouse, and yeah, they had spousal drama. I'm not going to get into it, but it did come to the child rearing. And they had a teenage son who was disrespectful at school and disrespectful to the parents. And every time the father said he wanted to yoke up that boy and tell him to behave and put the fear of God in him, claim his authority on that child, to show them, don't push it. There is a higher power than you and a force that will kick that ass. Respect. The mother became over-nurturing and overprotective and got in a fight with the father and would not allow the father to punish the son. Why? Well, I'm a prime example. A mama bear, a nurturing feminine energy, wants to love and nurture and talk and conversate and socialize and heal and make good on feelings. If you notice, women or even feminine energy, men and feminine energy, they're worried about the feelings. They don't want to get physical. They're like, how do you feel? Talk to them about how they're feeling. Talk about their feelings. And that's why boys don't respect their mothers, because mothers are very gentle. And that's just, you guys have a DNA makeup. It is what it is. You can debate me all day long, but there is a difference, okay? So when the father wants to put fear into that boy, it leaves a mark. It leaves an impression that there is a line you don't cross, because there's fear in this world. There's violence. There's fights. There's physical pressure. There's confrontations. That father is teaching the son, don't push the limits in society, son, because you will come up against the police. You will come up against the authority. You will come up against an insensitive, unmothering, unnurturing person that could shoot you or hurt you. You will come up against the evil and the dark. I'm here as a father, a protector, to show you, stop. This is the limit. You don't disrespect like that, because that gets you there. And the father is to protect and leave a border for the children to know, don't cross. And see, the mothers, the feminine energies, they have a hard time witnessing a father grabbing up that child. And I'm not saying beat up and punch and abuse the boy. That's not what I'm saying at all. I told you, the abuse of power is not what I'm talking about. The rightful use of power is respected and adored and loved. And once that child knows they've been yoked up by that father and shown, hey, come here, grab the shirt, do not, with that voice, with that testosterone, with that height, with that strength, with those arms, with that masculine energy, with the vibration, that man is vibrating in a masculine Merkaba, a masculine Tehedron energy. And it's just the vibration of that dad that is like, hey, this is a no. And all of a sudden, boom, fear, they learn, it's imprinted. And even Ivania knows Fix My Life or whatever, she recognized that. And she told the mother, if you can't handle your husband yoking up your son every now and then, is what she said, and I quote, leave the room and go somewhere. Because if your emotions can't handle that, you do need to separate yourself. Because by you rushing in, you're showing that you do not respect this authority of the father of the home. You do not respect the masculine energy. And your son will start to believe there is no respect for parents, for authority. And that son will disrespect you. And that son may go out and disrespect authority. And that son could grow up in trouble. And where will you be then, mother? Crying in the jail? Crying at a grave? You'll be crying because you did not allow the fear of God to be put into that boy by a masculine energy to show them there is a boundary. And that's half of the problem with society today. The past 30 years, masculine energy, because of a lot of fathers leaving the family home and all that, but the masculine energy left society, guys, for like 30 years. It was just lust, perversity, lack of responsibility, abusiveness, drinking, abuse of power, just a lot of masculine bullshit. And all the children, girls and boys who are now grown, most of them in society experienced a missing piece of the puzzle. And we are seeing that now in school shootings, and we are seeing that now in suicide in youth. We are seeing that now with all these programs for adolescents. We have juvie, we have boot camps, we have classes and lessons and autism, all these things. You know where all this is coming from? An imbalance in the home, an imbalance in the womb, and then an imbalance in the home, and then it just goes on and on. So we need balance, okay? There's nothing wrong with a beautiful, masculine, strong energy. There's nothing wrong, but we need a feminine energy too. Now, whether you're male or female with these energies in your body, you know what I mean, okay? But even the feminine energy, you know, you are here to tone down this emperor. You're the empress to the emperor. You're here to tone down this emperor's temper, to show them love and light. Take a picture of that. Oh, shoot. Okay. Yeah, to take a picture of that. I'm sorry. I was screenshotting so I could block these people when I'm done. Sorry. Last train of thought. So yeah, we need a balance. We need a healthy balance. The divine feminine will love and nurture this masculine energy, and the masculine will find peace and balance and temperance, loving the feminine. And that's when we have the Merkaba. That's when we have the two Tehedrons, the masculine energy and the feminine energy. They've come together. They're perfect balance, spinning in opposite directions. Notice you're never spinning in the same direction, spinning in an opposite direction, creating a beautiful dance of yin and yang energy, which is the perfect vibration for peace and harmony. And that's what we need. And that's what you need to break these karmic cycles, is to find balance. Not all of us can go back and fix how we were raised. Not all of us can go back and adjust our relationship in society. Not all of us can change who we're married to, or how we're parenting alone or married with someone else karmically, however that is for you. We can't change that. But we can start fixing ourselves now. We can surrender to the obsessive worrying and thinking about all these things. We can find peace now. We can open up our inner child, and we could start being free and saying, you know what? I don't need this particular set of rules. They don't apply to me spiritually. You know, I'm totally against feminism, like ultra feminism. And I'm totally against this masculinism where they just think women are nothing, this culture of women disrespected and seen less than. And sometimes it comes to you out of love, you know. Example, I know how to remodel a home. I know how to take out carpet, sand a wood floor, and stain it and put gloss over it. It's not hard, guys. We have plenty of videos to watch how to do home improvements. My grandparents needed it done, and my grandpa didn't want me to do it. Said I was a girl, I was weak, I didn't know what I was doing. I laughed and I said, wow, that's crazy. I'm going to do it well. I convinced him that I was going to do it. I got my grandma on my team. We sent him away, and he was pissed off at me, guys, for like a month. He was so mad that I stepped out of my position to say anything. And I took out that carpet by myself. I sanded the floor. I stained it. It looks beautiful now. But he was pissed off at me for a month. But do you think him seeing that I could do things that what he viewed as a masculine thing, he was pissed off that I was a woman and I did something better than him, or better than someone he probably could have hired. And it goes on and on, guys. My grandpa loves me. I'm his favorite grandkid. But I'm his little girl. And I'll always be the girl. And anytime anything important comes up about finances, retirement, wills, buying a car, remodeling things, you know, he doesn't come to me. He seeks out my uncle, who he always fights with. And it's a sexist thing, guys. It's not that I'm not capable of any of those things. He views me as a girl, not only a girl, but a little girl. And I'm almost 40. Give me a freaking break. Um, I love my grandpa, but that's how he was brought up. And his mother had 14 kids, and she didn't do shit but rear the children, take care of the home. The husband, which is his father, left, was gone a lot, working, and gambling and doing other things. Free. The man was free, the woman was not. And that's just how he views it. And his nephew, who's 60s now or 70s, is finally now getting a divorce in his old age because he was married to my great aunt or whatever, family, whoever, whatever she is, and cheated on her throughout their youth, bragged about it recently in his old age, how he went out on her with nurses and other people, and she was just supposed to sit there and, oh, that was the past, no big deal, got it. No. She said, fuck you, I don't care if I'm 80. I can't spend another day with you. Get the fuck out, we're getting a divorce. By the way, I'm taking all the shit. And, he was pissed. He was like, what's wrong with you? God, by the way, my grandpa's nephew's like a millionaire. He has a lot of money, so they owned properties and like a huge mansion and multiple cars and shit. And so she got possession of most of it. And my grandpa and his nephew came to my grandma's house and they were talking about it. And they were like, she has no right. I earned all those things. I provided for this family. It's my house and she should just be quiet, live her life out with me. We're old. And she stay on her side of the house and I stay on mine. This is my stuff. How dare she disrespect me after all these years? And I'm sitting there listening to the conversation and I'm like, holy shit, wait a minute. How dare she disrespect you? You disrespected her for the past, 50 years? Cheating, lying, abusing, probably hitting her as well? And you're mad because 50 years later, the woman stood up for herself, got some balls in her masculine energy, and called you out on your shit, and took it. I mean, God, if that's not the emperor energy, I don't know what is. And she's a woman in a feminine energy, but we have to harness that masculine energy. So I love that. And that's what we have to do, is definitely keep ourselves balanced and not feel bad, not feel like, we're being a bad person for jumping into a masculine energy. We have to be balanced. And I'm sorry this is a really long video. God, I don't even know how long. Dear Lord Jesus. I'm just saying, guys, there is sexism even in my family. And sometimes it doesn't come out as hate. It just comes out as common knowledge, things you're used to, things you grow up with. And it's no big deal. And we shrug it off and we're like, oh, no big deal. Sometimes, like I said before in other videos, we grow up and we're in a family that is fake. There's a lot of cheating, lying, and abuse, and they don't talk about it. Sometimes we, I hate to say it, but we have racism and stuff, in our family, that this haunts us. And it makes us a difficult person to be in society, the way our family brings this up. Sometimes your family is hanging on so much to the past, devil card energy, hanging on so dearly, they can't get past the racism or abuse that happened in their history. African Americans were enslaved, and even their own people are the ones who started doing it. Native Americans were enslaved, and they let these people walk in the front door and do that shit and conquer our people. Europeans were enslaved by their own people, made to be maids and servants, disrespected, mistreated, and controlled, raped consistently, etc. Romans, Italians, they all had that history too, being servants. In India, they're servants. I think they're still servants to this day. Willing servants, but servants nonetheless. Every culture and race that I can think of has a dark past, guys. Even the Egyptians enslaved the Hebrews, you know? So every culture that I can think of, even Chinese, the way they act, God, you name it, guys. You pick one, let's talk about it. There's some kind of injustice. And the only things that make us suffer forever hanging on to the past, not willing to let go, is letting it go out of your head, guys. We're not enslaved anymore. We're free people. Thank God, most of us are. Let's let it go. Let's not resent this new love, this new zest for life, and this new reincarnation. Let's not reject it. Let's embrace it. Let's start loving people and not hating them. You know, I have so many people in my family that are like, God, I hate a specific kind of people because of what they did to my people. And I'm like, were you ever enslaved? Were you ever killed or raped? Were you ever hurt? Did anyone in that race ever hurt you? No. Well, quit. You're talking so much about something that you're not even affected by. Your life is clean and free and clear. Why are you so upset? Because it's engraved in you. It's a part of your ancestors in your past. And those ghosts, they haunt you. They haunt you. And they tell you to fight for them and make things right for them and hate them and be at war. And it's an endless war because there's so much anger and hurt and persecution from our past, even from the witches and the slaves and anyone that was burned at the stake or hung or persecuted in all these ways. Those ghosts in our past travel in your DNA and they want justice. They can create hate. Imagine if you had some ancestor that was murdered or killed and it's in your DNA and they've created a hate in you. It's just sitting in you like a disease, like black, dark energy just sitting in your flesh. And it's a part of you. This is what I mean by clean your karmic past. Root chakra work. Cleanse your history. Yeah, transmute that. Cleanse it. Get it out of you. All this ancestral DNA, ancestral history. And if you want to get closer with your ancestors, maybe you want to be more spiritual, call on the ones that were and say, help me. Help me grow spiritually. Give me your energy. Show me the way. Be one of my guides. There's good ancestors. There's bad ancestors. There's good ancestors. Call on them. I'm going to get to the ending of this video, but I really just feel that if we release our past, our complete past, we're going to be free. We have to walk away and actually just be done with your past cycles, your past lovers, your ancestry, your family, your history, your cultures. Just walk away from all of that. Become your own new person. The world, finish what is already done and become new and whole with your DM and FM energy, DF energy. Be one with yourself. You're the divine. Let's get some outcomes for what Spirit sees coming for you, huh? Because you are going to surrender this. It's obviously in the cards. Tell us how we're going to surrender these energies, Spirit. How do you see us surrendering? How do you see us doing this and moving forward? King of Cups, I like that. How do you see us surrendering and moving forward? Okay, slow and steady. Slow and steady. Confident and true. Spiritually following our destiny. I love it. Chariot energy. Then we have the Justice card. Being fair, being balanced, being righteous, doing the right thing for the right reasons. Being a good person, guys, being healthy. Eight of Pentacles, staying focused and being balanced. Okay, diligent. And then we have the Empress, healing. This is love and healing and nurturing, divine feminine energy. This is just beautiful. We have the Emperor, the Empress, the King of Cups. I see how we're going to get past these energies is by being a lover, by being a respecter, by respecting people for what they are, not trying to change them, just loving them. If there is toxic patterns in the ones you love, Remember that saying I had yesterday, or the DM said, do you want change? Start changing yourself. If we want to see people change and things change, let's change ourselves, you know? Even if it's by turning our back and just saying, I'm not going to be a part of that anymore. You know, that's a good enough. If your family wants to hate on people on TV or media or whoever, wherever, just go, okay, guys, I love you. Goodbye. Have a nice day. Turn your back. You don't have to be a participant. I'm also hearing speak. You have a voice. Speak. To those people that are in those karmic situations, tell them love. Let your parents, grandparents, friends, sisters, brothers, mothers, whatever, hey, you know what? I don't like what you just said. It's hateful. It's actually very hateful. Well, these people did this to our people. Yeah, but it's still very hateful. And it didn't, you know, affect me personally, but you're affecting me personally. And this energy is negative and it's not helping our world. I just want you to know that I think what you just said or what you just did was wrong. It wasn't nice and it wasn't good and it was very hurtful. I just, you know, I feel like Spirit's like, don't be afraid to speak. When it concerns justice, don't hold your tongue. Speak up. You have an authority. In order to have balance, you do need to balance that masculine protective energy and that divine feminine healing energy. So just find a healthy balance, guys. I see that's how we're going to get out of it. Whew, shiitake mushrooms. It is hot in my house, guys. I'm going to do a quick little reading for your love because we didn't even get into that. It was like this was all ancestral and personal and soul journey and all that stuff. But I do see that once we start conquering some of these issues in ourselves, we're going to be all right. We're going to be good. But that devil card is no bueno. It keeps pulling us back. And it's these old habits, old people, old patterns, gossipers. We worry about what people think, etc., etc. And Spirit's like, hey, let's not worry about all that. We need to focus on self and overcome these cycles by seeing them. A lot of us cannot even see these problems. We're so connected to our karmic family or our karmic lovers, we can't even see it. And some of your lovers, your DMs especially, they're so deeply connected to their karmic that they have a hard time seeing the truth of anything. And you'll see that stubbornness, and you're meant to conquer that in yourself and in others. Let's see what's going on with your lover and you. How does your lover think of you? How does your lover think of you? How do they view you, you know? What do they think about when they view you? What are their real thoughts? What's the truth underneath that facade? What's the truth? We have Virgo energy. This is seeing the truth within. This basically means deep down your person knows your value. Deep down your person knows you're wise, you're a teacher, you're true. And they really admire you and they love you and they actually seek you out for guidance, even spiritually in their prayers. They connect to you. You're always a part of them on this journey. They feel very distant from you and they see you as very far away. They see you as so distant that they can't reach out and just touch you. You're too far away. A lot of you are more than a phone call away, like you're miles away. They just feel you're so distant. And even if you're close by in the neighborhood, they just feel like they can't reach out. You're so far, they're so disconnected from you. How do they feel about you? How do they feel about you? Oh my gosh. This is so weird. I've been getting this a lot in my personals too. They feel it's over. They feel that a foundation has been torn apart. They feel like you're over with them. They're over with you. Like they just feel this separation. They feel like this has been terrible. This is traumatic. This is trauma. This is separation. They feel separated from you. They feel like the love you guys had was torn apart. Whether they did it or you did it or the universe did it, that's how they feel. They also feel overwhelmed and shocked. For some of you, your person is surprised that you're as strong as you are. They're like, how did they come out of the same tower I came out of, and they're not hurting like I am? They're not suffering like I am. They're not being tortured. They're not having all the pain and suffering. They're just learning and growing and becoming wiser and stronger. Why do I feel like I'm falling with no foundation? So they feel like they need to seek you out here for guidance, because the star comes after the tower. And they see you looking for the star. See the star in the little lantern? So they know you're in search of healing. You're in search of happy times. You're in search of your true path and your destiny. They see you searching for that. And they're wondering, how can they get what you have? Okay? But this just feels very separated and destroyed and far away and distant. What is Spirit trying to do for you guys? What is Spirit trying to let them know? Two of Swords. Spirit's trying to say it's not a head over heart matter. It's a heart over head. Stop making judgments, using your eyes. Stop looking at everything, trying to make decisions based on what you see. What do you feel? What do you hear? What do you sense? What are your senses telling you? It's trying to make a decision by what you feel, not what you see. It's opening up your senses. Spirit's like, open up your senses here, because from this point on, you need to change how you react. You need to start reacting better to failure. You need to quit the way you used to do things, the old cycles between you guys. Those are done. We've got a lot of cards coming into the future. God, I've never seen so many wands. We have the 10 of Wands. We have the 9 of Wands. We have the 7 of Wands. We have the King of Wands. Done with the Leo here. Or Saggy. We have the 4 of Swords. Could also be done with a Libra and a Virgo and a Scorpio. And you have the 9 of Swords. So the outcome of you and this person is, you guys are tormented in your thoughts and in your dreams. The outcome right now is there's a lot of resistance coming together, a lot of resistance. Could be this fire sign that is resisting you, or you're resisting a fire sign, or the other signs that I mentioned, but fire's very prominent. And I just feel like you want to tell this person, I love you, I'm seeking healing, I'm ready to be reborn. You have the Death card. You want to tell this person, I've died to self, I've died to the past. Let's let this go and be no more. Let's be in search of a rebirth and a healing. You want to nurture this relationship. You want to heal it, recover what was lost. You want to take that tower apart and take out all the indecent parts of your foundation, all the hurts. You want to fix it now. You want to repair. You're coming in the aftermath saying, let's fix this and heal our hearts. Let's mend our minds and mend our souls and mend our family. You're coming in as a recovery act. 6 of Swords on the 2 of Swords. You want to move on from the dark past. Like, you know what? We've had a dark past. Let's just get through this once and for all and not look back. Can we do that? Can we just do this then? What does your masculine want to do about this? Okay. A lot of cards. I don't normally take all that, but I will. The first card that showed upright was the Ace of Cups. Your masculine is hopeful and does want a new beginning. Or feminine, whoever this is for you. Okay, they want to do the right thing, justice. Okay, they want justice, they want fairness, they want happiness, they want to fix things. They do want to move forward with the Chariot. They do. This is what they want. They may be resistant, they may be in a hot drama mess right here. Very ego-driven is what I'm seeing. Very ego-driven, very quiet, but they're tortured. Don't think just because they're ghosting you, don't think just because there's arguments or back and forth that they're not tortured by it. They're very tortured by the silence. They don't like not talking to you and being open and having love with you. They are very hurt. They desire to make good on this and make healing happen. But they're also very prideful and defensive. But they do desire to move forward as well. They just don't know how to get past their own ego. We have the King of Swords. They're mouthy, they're rude, they're disrespectful, they can be cold-hearted, they can say things that are pretty messed up. The Three of Pentacles, they're no longer in a third-party situation. It was reversed. Okay, they're no longer working towards a third-party energy. That's kind of done and over. They've decided they want reconciliation and reunion with one person, not two people juggling back and forth. They would like to put time and energy and effort into one person. They do want to reconcile your guys' energy. They just can't get past their own stubborn, ego-driven, hard-headed energy. Spirit, what do you see happening with this person? What do you see? Okay, good. We have Temperance at the bottom of the deck, Sagittarius. Healing. Yes, it's going to take some time, okay? But they are coming forward. Knight of Wands. They're going to come in fast. They're going to come in with their whole heart. They're going to come flying in very quickly with baby steps. You're going to see in about a week to 2 weeks, okay? A week to 2 weeks, you're going to see that they're going to start reaching out. They're going to definitely reach out and communicate. They want to heal and repair what's been done. They want the truth. They want to speak the truth. They want to get to the point and be honest. They want to express with you and communicate different things with you. They will bring up the past, okay? The past is going to get brought up, and it's going to be your guys' history, your guys' past. Things that you guys can discuss. This person wants to fix it, though, I can tell you that. So give it about 2 weeks. There is going to be communication. Spirit, what is this person going to be surrendering at that time? We have one card, one I've never gotten before. Could have someone with a Native American history or, ancestry or past. Surrender comparisons with other people. Keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strengths, attractiveness, and power. So they're going to start focusing on themselves and not the third party. Like, I think for a while they were just worried about the third party or worried about what other people thought, and they were constantly comparing you. I'm feeling like this person kept comparing you to their ex, comparing you to their past relationships, maybe even comparing you to their mother or their father, whether it was conscious or subconscious, okay? And I just feel like this person is going to quit comparing you. They're going to start not pointing fingers all the time and saying, this is your fault, you messed this up. This person really didn't want to take responsibility. This person, in regards to you, just couldn't come with the courage to say, I was wrong. I made poor decisions that led us to our failure and our breakup. I've been down a dark, long karmic path. I've been down some dark paths, and I'm really sorry. I feel terrible. I'm tortured with thoughts about you. I can't stop thinking about you. I'm overwhelmed with emotions for you. There's not a moment that I don't have a night where I go to bed and I don't think of you when I'm resting my head on my pillow. There's not a moment that I'm not driving to work or in my car listening to music and you don't come to my mind. They are thinking of you as often as you're thinking of them. And they just don't have the balls at this point to just come out and say it. They keep resisting this natural flow of evolution to go towards you. It's just natural. Spirit's saying, can you just go with the flow? Do you feel how you're being brought to your person? Do you see how we're trying to orchestrate this relationship and mend these bonds and fix your guys' relationship and heal? And this person's like, no, I do see it, but I don't want to talk about it, and I don't want to do it. They're struggling. What does this person want to tell you about this struggle? Because they're saying the struggle is real. I do love you. I do think of you. I can't quit. This person can't have a decent night without thinking about you guys. This person can't go to bed without having a dream or a vision or thoughts. This is a constant, I can't quit thinking about you. They desire you, even though they're so mad. They're so angry about this tower. They blame you for a lot of things, very ego-driven. They can't resist the truth. The truth is they love you, and the truth is they're being drawn to you constantly, divinely orchestrated. They can't escape this journey, even though I think they may have tried. And the truth is, this is a true love and a divine love, and they feel it, they know who you are. They need to quit fighting the universe and quit fighting you. So Spirit sees there's going to be some healing and some rejuvenation with that. So they're going to be given a new heart, for a lack of better words. Given a new heart. What do they want to tell you? What do you want to tell this person? Why are you fighting them so much? I miss you dearly. Wow. See, they can't stop thinking about you. They miss you. They hate that they miss you, by the way. I know that may hurt your feelings, but they hate that they miss you. They would rather go off into the battle of Karmicville than admit how much they miss you. That's just admitting defeat. And remember, in the karmic cycles, one of the 8 vices was learning how to lose. Learning how to lose your ego. Learning how to be humble and a failure. Learning how to admit you were wrong. That's one of our karmic cycles we have to break. This person most certainly is learning how to handle the fact they're wrong. They made a shitty choice, did a bad thing, and they failed. Let's move on from that and fix it. And that's what Spirit's trying to teach them. Something else they're mad about? They love you. Pisses them off. Pisses them the hell off. Why do I still love you? You anger me. You push me, you upset me, you infuriate me, you trigger me. But I'm attracted to you, and you're the love of my life. You're the love of my life, and it angers me that I love you as much as I do because I try to walk away, push away, resist away, and then boom, here comes back my thoughts and my feelings. I can't keep fighting it. It's a constant battle. You are my queen. They know who you are. Everyone else is just karmic pages. Everyone else is just little lessons. Okay, you're the queen to the king. You're their counterpart. They understand that, and it does piss them off, and they do resent that, and they resent your power. Now, don't be scared, but in this divine masculine energy, whether it's male or female makes no difference. You know, it's the divine masculine energy. They resent the fact that the feminine is their equal. They resent the fact that the feminine has as much power as they do and strength as they do in a different light, in a different way. The divine feminine is just as powerful, and you harness that power, and they do feel attacked at times because you're standing up for yourself and you're fighting and you're seeking the truth. So they do resent you a little bit that you guys are so equal here that they have to, how do you say, tone it down. They have to release some of their masculine energy and give you some of that. They have to change some of that. Okay? So they kind of resent it because it's a struggle for them. You know, they're so deep into the karmic lesson. They're really just awakening, learning the truth about fairness, about the past and the present and the future, learning the truth about things. And they are scared because for them, it's too many changes too fast. They're seeing their toxic patterns. It terrifies them. They see where they've been a liar, a cheater. They see where they've been wrong and a deceiver. They see where they've led you on and where they've hurt you. It's not easy to swallow. It's not like, oh yeah, that's a piece of cake. I can take that any day. No, they can't. They can't take it any day. It's very difficult to understand you failed. Not the whole mission, but you have failed your divine feminine and disappointed that queen. Male or female makes no difference, but you've disappointed that queen. She was sent there to love you, this Queen of Pentacles, sent there to nurture and bring stability. And you have been, I don't know, just pushing her away. So the card I feel forced to pull is Well Spirit. And it says surrender to the great mystery. And I love it because it's funny. Earlier I was talking about the oceans and the pollution and how we need to work on that. I think that is a call for all of us, is to take care of our oceans, take care of our nature, take care of things. And this whale is diving deep into the ocean, strong like an emperor. And I think that you're going to be able to take that and harness that. It says, trust the great mystery. And I think for all of us watching right now, even the DMs, you don't know what the hell's coming down the road, guys. It doesn't matter how much tarot we do, there's a mystery. Because people make different choices at different times based on their emotions. Energy is always flowing and growing and moving. And so surrender to what is. Surrender to this big mystery of life, the big mystery at this divine love. Let's see what the card says. It's number 65. Well Spirit is an ancient creature who was here at the beginning of time and who has seen everything, felt everything, and heard everything that has transpired on this planet. The hidden realms where all things gather first before manifesting into form. The Well Spirit is the keeper, singing the soul of the whole world from the deepest waters of the coldest seas. When Well Spirit appears, it is a reminder that there is a great mystery that you must accept without intellectually trying to understand it. Some things cannot be known by the mind, only experienced through the heart. Which is exactly that Two of Swords energy, guys. Some things cannot be experienced by your eyes or your mind, only experienced through the heart. That is what's happening. Through intuition and through the peripheral senses, the part of the invisible veils separating the visible world to the great manifesting consciousness in the hidden realms. Now is the time for you to immerse yourself in the great mystery of spirit and to trust that within the invisible, what you can't see now are the seeds of your intentions being tended to by angels. Isn't that beautiful? That is so beautiful. We were talking about karmic ancient history, karmic energy, karmic paths, and here we are, guys. Here we are right now, just experiencing what I talked about, experiencing what I said, which is your ancestral path. Everything that your forefathers saw is here. This whale is like you. You know all the history. You carry all of the history of the world inside you. Surrender to the mystery of it all. Your seeds of intention are being nurtured. Things are growing and they are going to become something. You may not see everything happening the way you would like to see it unfolding, but Spirit sees it. Spirit knows what's happening. So you may not see things, but just trust. Trust that those seeds are being planted. You have Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups. Those are seeds. These two are seeds of love and truth and manifestation for a healthy, happy future. And they are being nurtured by angels. Okay? The protection message for this card says, certainty is not offered to you right now. You are being asked to trust the process of co-creation. Well Spirit reminds you that your primary reality is not that of the material world, but that of the realm of spirit, from which your essence of your dreams and your desires take shape, even before arriving in a specific form or body. You must trust absolutely that what will be for the highest good. And stay in your present moment, aware, and allow the hidden realms to hold your intentions safe until it's time for them to come into manifestation in the realm of form. Let go, for you will not be left behind. Some things take longer than others to arrive. I love that. Some things do. I know whales probably stay pregnant for 2 years, kind of like an elephant. You know, these older forms, they take a while to take form. Some things take time. And with temperance here and judgment, it's being healed. Archangels are assisting. It is taking time, but for your masculine, for the person resisting, it feels for them, everything's happening so fast. They can't keep up with the changes. 1 minute they're in a karmic situation, the next minute they're out. 1 minute they feel they are mad at you and they don't want you, and the next minute they do. 1 minute they don't see you as their divine partner, and the next minute in a dream or a vision or a feeling they do. And they're constantly being tossed back and forth like they're on a ship through the waves of emotions. And it's just like they're seeing all these toxic patterns, being made aware, waking up to the truth, seeing their past, seeing what they've done in their present, being made aware of these choices and how it's burdening them. So for them, it's super fast. And for you, it's slow because you're waiting. You're waiting for it to be finally balanced. And like I said, and I'll just leave it there, but your person is accepting all the senses around them before they make a decision. They're being taught to make decisions based on their senses, not their sight and their thoughts, but trusting the other senses, their intuition and their heart. Listening with their ears to spirit, seeing things intuitively. And there is a break of communication, you know. I do see that happening for some people, but it's not that they don't want to communicate. I think this person would love nothing more than to reach out and just talk, because I think you're their favorite person to talk to. I think you're like their friend, their healer, and their coach, and their most important person that understands and gives healthy, clean advice on the things of their life. And they're missing that friendship. They're missing that communication. They love to talk to you about matters of the heart, matters of work, matters of loss and spirituality. You're the person they go to for all of that. So now that you guys are in a moment where there's no talking, where it's just super quiet, they're missing their friend. They're just missing that person. They really want to reach out. They really want to reach out. You know, they just are struggling. Thank you, Yin Bear. Yeah, they're struggling on it. So I just want you guys to know that they do love you and they do miss you dearly. They are seeing these toxic patterns, but just don't forget that. You know, some people are just, guys, they don't know how to show love. And it's so sad. It's because they were never shown love the way you show love. So for them, not growing up with a loving, doting, caring family, nurturing and healing like you with your Queen of Pentacles energy, Capricorn energy, Virgo energy, Taurus energy, they're not used to that. They don't even know how to handle your kind of level of knowledge or love. It's new and it's fast and it's scary, and they're defensive against what they don't know. They're very protective of their feelings and their thoughts right now because they don't know what's happening to them. They're undergoing a spiritual transformation. What are you being told to do? Let's get an advice for you, okay? What are you being told to do? What are you being told to do? What are you being told to do? Okay. I'll take just the one that fell. Surrender to what is, my dear Divine Feminine. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, Divine Femme, compassionately accept it exactly as it is, and it will bring you peace. Let your hair down, just one of those things that girl on the Oprah thing that I posted, Pena, whatever she said. Whenever you feel defeat or loss or grief, pain in any form, because the loss of this relationship or seeing them hurt you is pain. It is defeat. Whenever you feel that pain, she said, don't push it down and repress it. Don't say, nope, I don't want to feel that. I don't want to cry. I'm going to be strong. Wipe my tears, wipe my nose, put on my lipstick, my face, do my hair. I'm going to stand up today. Nope, not going to let this take me down. That's the advice we're constantly given. Don't let it take you down. And maybe I've been a victim of that, and maybe I've said that to you guys, and if I have, I'm sorry. One of the things I learned the other day was from her words is, and I've done it before, I just never thought of it. When you have these failures and these pain, you breathe it all in. You take that absolute overwhelming emotion and you just, you feel the pain. Where is it coming from? Your heart, your stomach, your head, your heart? Where is this coming from? You might shake, you might cry, you might fall. You might be completely overwhelmed for a little bit. Take in that pain and just, feel it. And then breathe out. It's the process of your brain processing the pain in and breathing it out. Do it 6 times. In and out 6 times with the pain. It's the number of balance and harmony. You're going to make peace with the pain. Okay? You're going to make peace with the pain. And at that moment, you're just going to feel like, I'm all right. I surrendered to the pain. I felt it. It hurt. But now look, I'm okay. My body knows this pain. And this pain knows me, and that's it. I'm surrendering to what is. It is what it is. It hurts, and I'm going to be all right. Sometimes we have to quit telling ourselves it's going to be all right and everything's fine and it's not that serious. Sometimes it is that serious. Sometimes you lose someone, they died. Sometimes you got diagnosed with something. Sometimes it is that bad. And all we can do is breathe it in and make peace with what it is. And my favorite part of this, because I've talked about that before, and I use the example of, Klaus Michelson. And he was telling the girl who was going to transform into a werewolf. He was using the girl as a werewolf, his daughter, to say, just embrace the transformation, all the bones. Okay. All the bones breaking, all the suffering. Embrace that and transform. It happens quicker that way, and you'll get over the pain faster. If you fight the transformation from human to werewolf, you'll suffer for hours. He said, and it's strenuous and it's painful and it just is so much more worse. He said, just embrace the pain and let it transform you. And you'll be so much better. And that's kind of what this is. Embrace the pain, let it transform you. You're going to be fine. And like I said, my favorite part after a huge transformation, after a huge suffering, is this manifestation. My favorite part is being able to create something new now. My favorite part is letting that pain come, accepting the loss of what was, and saying, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to change my outlook. I'm going to change me now. I will never be the same, that's true. But that might be for the better, my highest good. So yeah, some things will never be the same. divine masculine, divine feminine, you guys are never going to have the same relationship again. There's a tower coming, or it's already hit. You're never going to have things back to the way it was. You know why? Because the way it was terrible. It was built on Legos. It wasn't stable, and it wasn't healthy, and it wasn't good for you. So you're right. It's never going to be the way it was. Sometimes we have to grieve and mourn that loss. All the things that you used to have with this person aren't there. You're not going to get it back. You're going to get something better. You know what? I feel called to see what's coming in your future with this person, because I want to see what's better. I don't know why. I just had that vision and that feeling and that knowing. Something better is going to come from this ending. What better is going to come for you? I know this is like a 3-hour video, dear God. You know, God uses me how he uses me in my messages, so I'm sorry if it's a long-ass video. I didn't intend for it to be, but it is what it is. I follow my calling. So what is going to be? What is this new future being brought in? Spirit, what is this new future? What is the new coming in? For one, he's saying a new way of doing things. You're going to act different. You're going to be different. You're going to think different. You're going to feel differently. You're going to see things differently. Everything's changed. Anytime you guys have an argument or a disagreement, it's not going to ever be violent, argumentative, putting someone down, hurting them. It's never going to be painful and abusive again. Anytime you get intimate with this person in the future, they're not going to tuck tail and run. A lot of things are going to change for the better. We have to let this tower come in. Spirit's also saying the in and out energy is going to quit. It's a new day. Wow, look guys, I'm just going to pull from the bottom. Look at this. You have the sun. This is a new day. What's really going to come in your future is happiness, healing, relief, and peace. This is bliss. This is true abundance. This is wisdom. Okay? Then you have the Lover's card. This is your future. This is you guys coming into union, being in love, choosing each other this time. Not choosing others, choosing each other. Then you have the Six of Cups. This is reuniting with someone from the past, making good on your original promises, being back on track with your soul path, with your soul mate. Lover's energy, 6 and the 6. Okay, the sun is the number 19. It goes to the number 10, new beginnings. These lovers will have balance and a new beginning. The King of Pentacles is here. Success, abundance. Okay, you guys are going to be leaving the energy of worrying about money. You guys are walking away from financial worries forever. You're walking into happiness, bliss. King of Cups, true abundance, love. Look at that, the two kings taking action on responsibility and love, building a physical life together and nurturing it to health. You're going to have a new beginning, action towards love, romance. Your romance is going to be rekindled. I mean, I'm talking serious romance. This is wining and dining. This is cuddling. This is spending time together. This is going out in public. This is no longer being a secret. This is being treated the way you deserve to be treated. The Ace of, oh my gosh, the Ace of Pentacles, a physical, grounded new beginning, stable, a future worth living, blessed by God, handed down and nurtured by you guys. The King of Pentacles will nurture this Ace of Pentacles. This king knows how to make that seed, that fruition of a new beginning into an actual healthy foundation. You're going to own your own business. You're going to be successful and you're going to be married. This King of Cups, boom, you have a new beginning, an Ace of Cups. And this King of Cups is going to nurture this cup of love, your romance, your passion, your peace, your spirituality, your healing. This King of Cups is going to nurture that love seed. This King of Cups knows how to take your love that's being healed, blessed, given to you again by the divine, and make it a lasting commitment. This King of Cups knows how to turn that into a lasting commitment. And you have another ace. the sword of truth, honesty, clear new beginnings. You see things clear now. Everything's clear. You can see clear. You feel clear. You're honest. This is clearing the air. When you guys start this new beginning, the air is clear. There's no more secrets. There's no more lies. There's no more deception. You guys will have officially left all karmic ties, all karmic patterns, blueprints, makeups, history, partners, everything. You guys are moving on to what is for you. And you are, and threes. I love how there's 3 aces. Good things come in threes. That's an angelic, spiritual, powerful, godlike number. The Holy Trinity, it's this powerful 3 number. It's very heavenly. And I just see that you're blessed by God in this new beginning. And this is your purpose. You guys have a path to work together, to be in love, to be married, to be committed, to have your own business, and to be abundant. I see children in your future and a happy home. Whether it's your children or grandchildren, I see children. And if you don't share children, I see you guys are like children together. Past lovers, finding the child in each other. It's just loving each other fully with a full heart, completely happy. I see that in your future. If you guys follow this divine path, and these actions that we spoke of truly change, which they are on the right path, you guys will be back together forever. There is a union, and you guys, as divine soulmates or twin flames, will be reunited, committed, happy, abundant, and in love. And there's nothing that can come into this picture and destroy the new beginning that you have coming for you. I'll read one more card of abundance for you. Give me a card of abundance. Tell me about the relationship in the future. Tell me about the relationship in the future. What do you want to say about the relationship in the future? Okay. I got cow spirit. And it goes to the number 6, the number 15. So that's 666. The cow spirit. The miracles are endless. Taurus energy. And Taurus is what? Hierophant energy, which is what? Commitment energy. Okay? So there is commitment. There's absolutely marriage. I mean, if you guys really want to know, am I going to get married someday? Yes, you are. But it's more than that. There's miracles and abundance. And the cow talks about abundance. She represents stability, strength, and commitment. Longevity. Someone that's not going to leave you again. Someone that's not going to leave your life. Let's read about this. The cow spirit, isn't she beautiful? I just love her. Okay, all her sunflowers, and we have this all this happy, happy energy on this card. You are the beautiful, okay, let me start over. The miracles are endless. You are at a beautiful point in your life today, for your needs are being met effortlessly in many ways. Fully embrace this truth by focusing all you have right now, including the positive relationships that sustain you, the work you are proud to do to contribute to the world, and the activities that inspire you and nourish your soul. Cow spirit nudges you to pay attention, because this is the perfect time to focus on choices, actions, and behaviors that you now feed your soul and bring your heart into contentment. Now is also the time when you will see many of your projects and commitments that were set into motion in the past begin to yield valuable gifts that will bring you joy and love and sustain you for a long time to come. Woohoo! Oh man, I got goosebumps. See, all this hard work will be sustained in your future. Stay positive and share your well-being with others. The more you share, the more you will manifest. So be generous. Cow spirit promotes and promises that you will never run out of miracles. There's always more than enough. So there you go, guys. You're going to have exactly what you want. All the seeds of the past will be the fruit of tomorrow. So in your future, I do see absolute happiness. And just to give you a more realistic approach on what I'm envisioning in my mind, is a beautiful home, a pretty large home, trees and shade, warmth and comfort. I see 2 glasses on a table full. I don't know if it's champagne or what, just 2 glasses on a table full. And I think that the vision they're showing me is it's 2 people that love themselves so much that they bring 2 full cups to the table. They both bring something to the table, and that is a very abundant future. So you guys are these 2 kings, each equal, masculine, feminine, equal parts at the end of the table with 2 cups full. You each have something to contribute and give, which is this Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Cups. And you both are adding to this relationship the beauty and joy, and that's why in the future you're going to have this great abundance, this great stability. And that's what Spirit's working on for you guys, to give you wisdom and freedom and peace and healing, so you can both bring that cup and enjoy life together. It seems that right now there's a lot of resistance on their part, and there's a lot of pain on yours. When you guys have mastered these emotions and these fears and these things that we have to battle, there's going to be some peace. You're going to become kings. You're going to overcome all these things and take action on all these good works, thoughts, healings. You're going to actually do something about everything you think and feel. And that's when it's going to manifest into the new reality. And that's the truth. When you guys both 8 of Cups walk away from your pasts completely, your patterns, your people, your religions, your templates, all those 8 swords, when you guys 8 of Cups those 8 swords and you're done with them and you've completed your issues, you are on the track for this beautiful future of abundance. I'm also seeing a lake outside a window, like a beautiful pond or a lake. It looks more like a lake. And it just, to me, resembles fullness of emotions. I'm envisioning a home with this big windows, and there's like a little deck, and then there's this huge lake. The 2 cups are sparkling. They're just sitting there full. And I just see that you guys are so full of emotional stability, so grounded. It's a beautiful home. It's a beautiful life. And it represents stability and strength and peace. And that's what's in your future. So keep it up, guys. That's the end of this long-ass reading. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you liked this reading. Please go on my website, www.naturalintuition. Like and subscribe for my new subscription, which is going to be all 12 zodiac signs separated into a masculine and feminine energy. Also with a singles reading at the end. And every week you'll be having a divine twin flame reading. Also a soul reading, which is for your soul. Something about you and your soul's growth. Something, anything. There's going to be tons of different topics. Healing, meditation, mantras, magic, intuition, all kinds of topics. Kind of like a Soulful Sunday on Oprah's own show. You know what I mean? It's going to be very cool. So we're going to have lots of good videos. Please subscribe to that. I promise you, you will not regret subscribing to that family. I love you guys. Keep strong. You're going to do this. I already have every faith in everyone that's still here. I have every faith you're going to do this. You're going to have this. So breathe it in, accept what is, and let's do it, huh? Okay. All right, guys, I love you. It's a journey, not a destination, so just keep swimming. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a blessed, beautiful day.